The Six Nations, where giants do battle and legends are made. Epic sports which demands an epic voiceover every time. And actually has an interesting story as well. It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. The other home nations were a bit jealous, wanted in on the action, and after England played Wales in 1882, they all decided to hold an annual festival of international rugby, or the Home International Championship, which kicked off a year after. Now, the first decade was dominated by England and Scotland until Wales finally won in 1893 and Ireland a year later. After years of dipping in and out of the championship, France was invited to join full-time in 1910. But because France isn't a home nation, they had to give it a rebrand and settle on the Five Nations. But France were actually kicked out of the tournament in 1931. They were accused of paying players when rugby was still strictly an amateur sport. They had to wait years to be let back in. But after World War II, the Five Nations resumed. Didn't always run smoothly though, like in 1973 when all 5 teams won 2 matches and lost 2 matches. Now, because they didn't do points difference at the time, they just decided that everyone was the champion. It's like trying to keep kids happy, you know, the whole, you're all winners. In the years following, other teams in Europe started to get better at rugby and actually got to a stage where they were regularly beating teams in the Five Nations. In 1997, Italy beat Scotland, France and Ireland home and away. So 2 years later, the Five Nations invited Italy in, creating the Six Nations as we know it. In recent years, there have been calls to expand the tournament further to other European teams. Georgia and Portugal have been prime candidates to join of late. It's also been suggested there could be 2 tiers with promotion and relegation to promote growth of the sport in Europe. But the existing nations are a bit reluctant. So for now, it looks like the Six Nations, or Six Nations, or Sei Nazioni, is here to stay.
You're listening to Max Rushden and Charlie Baker on talkSPORT. Hawksby and Jacobs for the Rent-A-Ghost generation. What's on the show today, Charlie?
I wish I knew. I wish I had my intro in front of me.
Do you want me to do it?
Why don't you read it, Max? I've no idea. That's not my fault. A terrible start. Not anybody's fault but my own.
Hi, Max. You look great. This is you saying this.
All right, okay.
This afternoon, we'll cross to Spain to find out why Real Madrid are about to sack Xabi Alonso. Celtic fan Susie McCabe will tell us if she likes the new manager, Wilfried Nancy. And Rusty Lee is here to talk about Christmas dinner. Back to you, Max. Thanks, Charlie. Alex Crook will open his transfer notebook. The PDC starts today. Keith Deller will tell us what he thinks will happen. And we'll do some Aston Villa ahead of their Europa League game tonight. Charlie.
Tim Vickery will give us the news from South America. And there's a birthday spread. Will current world number 5, Max Rushden, get more ranking points with his 3rd victory in a row over me? A waste of time, a kid's game, a waste of half an hour.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Good afternoon, Max. I couldn't have got off to a worse start there. I apologise.
Well, that's all right. I don't mind.
Really,
I don't mind.
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. I mean, I don't mind. No,
so,
you know.
Let's deconstruct it. I've written an intro.
Yes.
It's on a Google Doc.
Yeah.
But it's also printed out on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I don't think
for
I've got
you.
That. Have I got that?
Now, of course, what we need to check is, did one of the team, because there's a team of 300 that make this show. Did they hand you the piece of paper?
They did. I have here in my hand a piece of paper.
There you are.
And what that is me snuggling, trying to get my headphones to work. Because the new studio is an absolute bin fire at times, Max.
Is that right? Okay.
There's wires everywhere. I have to centre myself in the camera. All sorts of things to do while they're reading the news. These are all sounding like excuses. I'm going to say my own fault for not being ready.
Okay.
Throwing myself under the bus. Unlike Mo Salah. Like Mo Salah would have then gone, the producer's got it wrong, Max has got it wrong, George has got it wrong, everyone else has got it wrong.
Somebody wants Charlie Baker out of this radio station. That's what I'm sensing. Somebody wants Baker out of this station.
They've not taken me to Milan. It's a nightmare.
He wants a money-spinning gig at Radio Riyadh. That's what he wants. That's what Charlie wants.
Are they hiring?
They're hiring £250 billion a week for you.
I like this.
This text says, it's an interesting text that came in for the previous show, but I would like to read it to you. Jim, what's the truth in these rumours that have appeared about AJ not being allowed to knock out Jake Paul in one punch? Not allowed to embarrass him, must be £235 at the maximum and no rehydration. And the reason I'm reading it is that is the same rules that I have to live by because I could knock anyone out, of course.
We do know that. We do know. You could
never in one
I think you said you could deck anyone. Is actually what you
deck.
Just to quote you.
Absolutely anyone. Yeah. How are you, Charlie?
I'm very well. We didn't have a pre-show meeting, Max, and we said we're going to be absolutely fine. And then look at that. Came on.
Don't draw attention to it. People will have forgotten about that bit already.
I'm very well, Max. Thank you. Very well indeed.
Oh, you're good. I'm pleased to hear it.
Plenty of Christmas stuff going on. Watched Elf last night. We had Arthur Christmas the other night. Miracle on 34th Street.
Stuff.
I like. That's up there with my favourites. Daddy's Home 2. That's a good one.
I thought I listened to the jingle there just for this show.
Okay.
And it said, sports radio you can listen to between mid-morning and drive, but it won't ruin your appetite for sport. And are the jingles now having a go at us for not talking about sport enough? Like, surely they should be on our side.
Are they the words of what the jingles? Because that sounds like it does sound like we're sort of being damned with fate. Don't worry, you won't hate this.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a bit. There was that man last week, Denzel, who gave us a chance, and we talked about ladybirds for 10 minutes, and he's going to like this, Charlie.
He'll be loving this.
I trod on a bee. I trod on a bee.
Well, how was the bee? Because bees are important, Max. You've got to look after bees.
Well, he didn't help himself, I've got to say. And, I believe in evolution, but if I was one of the non-evolution believers, I would use bees as a prime example, because if a bee stings you, it dies. And so I'm sad to report the death of the bee.
Oh, no.
But my big toe was incredibly sore for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it's going to affect my performance on the show today. It was some hours ago.
Are you like Gary Lineker? You're like Gary Lineker saying you've got a sore toe and you can't complete the show.
Well, I do think
can't play on.
In Lineker's defence, a sore toe is worse for professional football than broadcasting. I would say.
Maybe that's why he had to give up the match of the day job. Maybe he tried to cover it in woke nonsense.
What, his toe?
No. Have you ever covered your toe in woke nonsense?
Is that a way of it? If you get a bee sting, is either ice or woke nonsense?
I think
you
that's
cover
what
your toe
is,
in that.
exactly.
It'll be absolutely fine. Anyway, we'll definitely take your bee sting stories. I bet there'll be some good ones, won't they?
I thought you were going to say bee footballers, but let's don't have those. We don't want those, do we? Do we want those? Now
Buzzy is it? There you go. Buzzy is it?
Is it? Very nice.
Not bad, is it?
That's good. That was good off your head. Top of your head.
Yeah, thank you so much. So things you've trodden on and bee stings.
Things you've trodden on is lovely. Yeah, very good.
If ideally you playing sport when you got stung by the bee, that will help. That will help the programme.
Let's try and keep it to sport at least, because otherwise Denzel will be back in touch. Last week ladybirds, this week bees. What is this? Talk insect.
Graham says, when I turn on It's You and Charlie, my day is made up. Also knowing so many regulars hate it makes it even better.
No, they don't hate it.
So many.
Just different people. It's just a different vibe. That's all.
Max, can you ask Charlie to do a Cilla Black impression? Says this text.
That was last week. We can't have it again, can we? We can't
go on. Why not? What did you say you did? You did a...
Driving home for Christmas. I got red lights all around. Soon there'll be a freeway, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground. The people who hate it, this isn't going to make them any happier, Max.
It's hard, isn't it, though? It's hard.
If you have a song, do you have any requests for a song you'd like sung in the style of Cilla Black? Perhaps we could do that this afternoon, you know. But
sure, why not? Clarence Beedorf. Says Jay.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Sting Inga
Bjornaby.
Yeah, but you could have Stinger Bjornaby. I mean, it works both ways. It works on many levels. That one, doesn't it?
Triple C84 says, talk about sport. We will be talking about sport for the next 3 hours. Almost non-stop.
Gary says, why does the H&J intro say they're on your side? Would we think they might be against us? Why wouldn't they be on our side?
I'd like that one. What would be in H&J? 1, 2, 4. We hate these guys.
Yeah. But also, Stinger Bjornaby has B on the end of it as well.
Yeah,
he's like the ultimate.
That's very good.
He's B's 3 ways, isn't he?
Are you a B 3 ways? Yeah, lovely.
Unrelated, says George. I used to play rugby at school, and rushing in defence when a bird poo and me shouting coincided and ended up with the bird doing in my mouth. That's unrelated. Unrelated. But thank you, George. But always worth letting us know
Ben B.
about this.
Quite like that. As in Ben me. Ben
Justin
B.
in Malvern. Justin's got a joke. Max and Charlie, I was stung by a bee once. $5,000 for a pot of honey.
Oh, that's nice, Justin.
Tell me, that's pretty good.
Well, that's a good joke.
Troy
Justin.
Beanie.
Troy Beanie's nice. Very good indeed. This is what people want.
Go.
People say no one wants it, and then all we get is texts of B footballers.
Here we go. Brad says, 7 seconds away as Cilla Black, please. There we go.
'Cause I'm 7 seconds away. Danny Stings, very nice, Steve Johns, very nice.
Matt in Tamworth says, hi Max and Charlie, bee sting, I was participating in some whitewater canoe slalom. Who isn't? I was stung on my bottom lip. By the time I completed my run, my lip had swelled up and left me looking like one of the Bo Selector characters. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for bringing it to sport.
Yeah,
it's got the stress of doing whitewater canoe slaloming without a bee stinging. You're so damn adventurous, bee.
Have you ever had a dog, Max? You ever had a dog?
No, don't really like them.
When a bee stings your dog on the face, you can't help but, poor dog, obviously, but bits of their face just sort of blow up and get absolutely massive. And it is quite funny. You can't help but laugh when a dog eats a bee. You know, it can be dangerous. Obviously, don't feed your dog bees this afternoon.
But Starker said, I know it's not sports related. However, my sister stood on the irons plug 3 years ago. All 3 pins went in, blood everywhere. Ooh. Whoa, things you've trodden on.
Irons plug. The West Ham plug. What is this? Talk West Ham.
It is Max and Charlie on talkSPORT. Do you know what I think we've done here, Charlie?
Yeah, split the audience.
No. What we've done is we've got rid of the people we don't want.
Yes.
And the irony is, now we're going full sport and we're going straight in on Xabi Alonso. It's a big story.
Big chat.
Why he looks like he's going to get the boot from Real Madrid. Phil Kitchemelidis from the Spanish Football Podcast will join us in just a second and we'll talk about that. It's Rushden and Baker on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Toolstation.
But history will suggest Newcastle need 3 points for the knockout stages. 2 might be enough.
Madueke, too strong for Says down that right-hand side, and then shoots left-footed, and it's an absolute cracker.
Absolute weldy there from Noni Madueke.
And Erling Haaland is just a step up for Man City to take it, and he slots it into the back of the net. Real Madrid 1, Manchester City 2.
Anthony Gordon, who scored penalties in his last 2 matches, brings the shoulders up and down, tacks the ball and puts it past Flecken into the bottom left-hand corner.
At least have gone like, we're going to have a go at this, and they've got their reward.
6 wins out of 6 in the Champions League for the first time in Arsenal's history.
Leverkusen will come against a clever little over on the edge of the penalty area, threaded in, and Ramsdale powerless to stop the equalising goal from Grimaldo. It's 2-2.
Some goal from Grimaldo, that look, we'll get to that a bit later. But let's talk about Real Madrid. Looks like the writing is on the wall for Xabi Alonso. Why? He's only been there a few months. Let's talk to Phil Kitramalides, Spanish football expert from the Spanish Football Podcast as well. Hey, Phil, how are you?
Hi, guys. All good.
Good.
Good. Lovely to have you on. So what's happening here? Is he done? Is Alonso gone? Or did last night, they sort of showed some fight last night. Was that enough to save him for a little bit?
Yeah, it's funny. Real Madrid lost. They did actually lose yesterday at home in Bernabeu in the Champions League. But the fact that they didn't get smashed and they ran a bit and showed a bit of fight is enough to have saved Alonso for a few days at least. That's where we're coming from. That's how poor the performances have been from Real Madrid in the last few weeks. Like at the weekend, they were at home and they lost 2-0 to Celta Vigo. It was so bad. Genuinely, I've been in Madrid for 13, 14 years, been to most of their games. It was as bad as I've seen them play. Last night was a bit better. It was better last night, but they still lost. It still wasn't amazing. And they've got a tricky away trip at the weekend with they're missing 8 or 9 players, including potentially Kylian Mbappe. They've got basically no defenders. So let's see what happens. If they lose to Alaves at the weekend, then it might be done then. If he just about gets it done, and then there's a game against a lower league team in the cup, if he loses that, he's probably out. And the last one before Christmas is at home to Sevilla. So you've got these 3 games that they really, really on paper should win. But a trip up in any of them would possibly be the end.
The sort of cliche version that we hear, Phil, is that the Real Madrid players just their egos are too big to do any tactics, and Xabi Alonso has turned up with a tactics board, and that is it. And they're just not having it. They just want a man who raises an eyebrow and says, "Go and play football," which is probably a bit unfair on Ancelotti as well, isn't it? But is there any truth in that?
I think there is a truth in that. I think, the idea you were explaining there is taken to a sort of extreme level, but it is based on a certain level of truth. And a manager has to, as well as coming up with very good tactics and ideas to win matches, has to manage a dressing room, and at the moment it is being difficult to manage. It's not that the players don't necessarily want to do tactics, it's just that this is quite a radical change from Carlo Ancelotti. The style as well, he came in, Xabi Alonso said, right, you need to press higher up the pitch. We need to defend higher up the pitch. Everybody needs to start pressing and defending several meters further up the pitch. And that requires organization. It requires everybody being switched on. And it requires, I'm looking at you, Vinicius, Mbappe, you guys have got to do some stuff as well, which hasn't necessarily gone down brilliantly. There are reports of long video sessions. The video sessions are too long. We don't want to sit and watch these videos. So it's probably not as bad as we're painting it but at the same time, there is an issue there, and there are very big egos at Real Madrid. There have always been very big egos at Real Madrid. The club itself is, one big ego, but he hasn't necessarily found a way to implement his ideas and at the same time manage the players' expectants and desires.
When someone's given a stay of execution, they're often getting the ducks in a row on somebody else. Is there any chat of any other managers coming in?
Well, they're like, who's going to come in? Like, if the question is, if you get rid of Xabi Alonso tomorrow, right, who do you bring in? What are you actually going to do? You're going to go in and bring the only name that is of high level and has won stuff and that has been met is Jurgen Klopp. You're going to go and get Jurgen Klopp? And is he going to be any different to Xabi Alonso in what he requires from the players? I don't know.
They're second. They're only 4 points off the top. It does seem quite an overreaction.
Rubbish. That's no, it's not. It's far too far away for Real Madrid. You can't be second. You can't be fourth. 4 points behind. The problem is. Sorry, I'm being a bit facetious. No, but a month ago, they were 5 points clear, and there's been this big swing around, and it's just the performances as well. It's not just that they've won 2 of their last 8, which is really like as bad a run as I've seen in the last 13, 14 years here. But it's the football. They're not actually creating anything. They're not creating any chances. They're not playing good football. They're not attacking well. There doesn't seem to be an idea. They're relying on the individual brilliance of Mbappe. Vinicius hasn't scored in 12 games. There doesn't seem to be any kind of idea, and they don't seem to be going any kind of positive direction. So if you look at it objectively, they're going to go through in the Champions League. They're still in the title race, but the feelings around what we're seeing every game is not good. So yeah, and this is the club where the expectations are so high. Like the fans whistle and boo even if they win at the Bernabeu. If it hasn't been a good performance, they will whistle. So that's the starting
job.
You talk about creativity, but Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, creative in very different ways, but 2 amazing creators, right? One, just dictates everything in Toni Kroos, and Modric is, just so good. So they haven't really replaced them. So is that Alonso's fault? Whose fault is that?
Yeah, it's the club's fault, because there was a very, 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 very good international player who Xabi Alonso knew very well, had worked with before, was on the move this summer, that they absolutely should have gone to fill that position. And that's Martin Zubimendi, and they didn't get him. And it was so obvious. Like, we were all sitting here thinking, why haven't they gone for Zubimendi? Alonso wanted him. The club said, no, you've got enough midfielders there. Just work with what you got. And it hasn't worked out. That is a big glaring hole in the Real Madrid side. It is a very unbalanced team. There is nobody in that deep lying playmaker position, nobody that can do that. And we're seeing that. I mean, that's not the only reason why Real Madrid are having problems, because they didn't sign Martin Zubimendi, but it really would have helped, I think, and also play to have someone like that.
And also, I've said this before, but they're a bit like one of those old snooker tables you had when you were a kid, that everything rolls one way. You've got all these players like Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mbappe who want to play off the left and cut in. And they're all just rolling. As the game starts, they might start at different positions, but they just slowly all roll towards that corner.
Yeah, I mean, Mbappe has kind of sort of transitioned into being a centre forward now, and is, broadly speaking, trying to keep away from the left as much as possible. But there is, I mean, obviously they do move a lot, and it's quite fluid. But he's not the problem. He's scoring loads of goals. He's the only good thing about Real Madrid at the moment. And Thibaut Courtois, apart from last night, who's been the best goalkeeper by miles. Those two, because they've had a really good goalkeeper and a really good striker who've been saving goals and scoring loads of goals. That's why they're in a half decent position to the naked eye. But structurally, the team is not great.
Gone by Christmas, Phil?
It was I don't know. I mean, I want to say no, but I probably. I mean, given what we've seen and given what Real Madrid are like, and just the margin of error is so tiny now, so tiny. It's literally game by game. So if they lose to Alaves at the weekend, then I do think he's gone. If they draw, he might be gone. And if they only win 1-0 and not playing very well, he'll get a stay of execution to the next week.
Lovely to have you on, Phil. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Phil.
Pleasure, guys.
Phil Kuchemilidis there from the Spanish Football Podcast. That's what you want, though, isn't it? Sign a new big deal at Real Madrid. Gone just before Christmas. Massive payoff.
Lovely.
Christmas off.
Lovely. Getting a nice, easier job in the new year.
Yeah, that's the dream. He could, he could swap with Slot, couldn't he?
Well, Oliver Glasner, I think, would be an excellent Real Madrid manager, but don't tell the Crystal Palace fans.
Okay, I won't say that. Iraola as well, is possible, isn't he? Kev says, I'll see you beasting and raise you a spitting cobra who tried to take us on during a training session when I lived in Sierra Leone about 20 years ago. The fastest I ever saw most of my teammates run. You can't do the text topic, when were you chased by a cobra? It just won't run. It won't be enough.
Let's find out.
Find out. The only thing we want text on is when were you chased by a cobra, please? 8:10:89. We do 10 minutes of that. 8:10:89 at Max Rushden at Baker's tweet. If you can't get enough of the Champions League, make sure you tune into today's episode of the talkSPORT Daily Podcast. Adrian Durham brings you even more reaction and fallout from last night's action, available on all podcast platforms now. It's Max and Charlie with you till 4.
We know sport is full of money, and when it comes to exhibition matches, it is the cash involved that gets them off the ground. But that's what makes it even more annoying if the event falls flat. When Mike Tyson fought Jake Paul, 65 million people streamed it on Netflix, but many people complained of buffering and freezing, and the fight itself wasn't that great either. So fans got shortchanged, while Tyson and Paul took home around $60 million between them. Another one with a huge prize pot was Tiger versus Phil in 2018. That had £9 million. But again, the pay-per-view had streaming issues. Miking up the players was an anticlimax too, and the golf itself was bang average. When Ronaldo went to Saudi, we all knew money was the driving force, given his salary of £177 million a year. But then they thought, let's get Messi over for a game. So we had PSG versus the Riyadh All-Stars. Both the GOATs were past their best, but PSG still lined their pockets, charging fans a few pounds to watch it on their official channels. Although it wasn't quite as bad as the 75 quid pay-per-view where Mayweather fought McGregor. I feel like What we really need is constantly high quality action delivered to you for free. And that, my friends, is called talkSPORT.
This is the perfect music for Warren's text. I got chased by a cobra once. Wow. Okay. I was on holiday in Sri Lanka, went on an excursion to the botanical gardens, and our Sri Lankan crazy tour guide decided to point a cobra out to the group and then proceeded to try and get it to stand and impress the group.
Stand!
He threw a stick at it. It then made a beeline for the tour group in anger. We all had to leave the tour, get back to the bus. True story.
True
Warren
story. Wow, great news.
2 people have been chased by cobras, you know. Maybe I was wrong. I take it back. Anyway, as I said before the news, we had Lorraine Kelly on last week.
Yeah.
Talking about Christmas, and it was great. And now we get to talk to, I'm going to say, the zenith of celebrity chefs. There is no better. Rusty Lee.
One of my genuine all-time heroes, Max. One of my this is a real thrill. It's great to have Rusty.
Hello, Rusty.
Hello, Rusty.
Good afternoon. That's a lovely introduction. Thank you very much indeed. My voice is a little bit hoarse because I'm in pantomime at the moment. I'm in Portsmouth.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Come on, Rusty, let's get it going.
Stop it, Charlie.
Oh, yes,
What are you playing? Who are you playing, Rusty?
I'm the genie of the lamp. We have the spirit of the ring, and I'm the genie of the lamp.
Yes, very nice.
It's great. We did our opening night, our official opening press night 2 nights ago, and it was a great success. We've had rave reviews.
Good stuff. And do you get a number, Rusty? Because I know you're a great singer. You've had an album out. I know that.
Yes, I sing 3 songs, actually, 4 altogether. And when I'm singing, the people look at me in shock because not that it's that bad, don't get me wrong. Because they don't realise that I was a professional singer as well. You see. So I've done a lot of musicals and things like that before. I started my career singing around the clubs, you see.
Yeah, fantastic.
Interestingly, in the Panto, it's Rusty and then just lots of Portsmouth legends. So, you know, Linvoy Primus is in there.
Lots of footballers. Oh, yeah,
Jack
great.
Edwards. We've got Jack, and we've got Sean Williamson, who's playing the baddie.
Stop it.
Very good.
Yeah, Barry Ebenezer.
Barry, you know what, Rusty? I don't know if you can see me or not, but that's one of the lookalikes that get shouted at me. Barry from EastEnders.
You do look like him. He's a handsome man.
Thanks, Rusty. That's kind. That's kind.
Right, anyway, what are you here to do, Rusty?
What do you want, Rusty Lee?
Dinner? What do you want from us?
Well, I'm trying to talk to people about making sure that they're all prepared and prepped up for Christmas and they're not stressed out or anything like this, because it's so important to get everything in order so you're not stressed out. You know, plan ahead. Don't go taking on things you've never done before and trying to be clever. Do things you know and don't start thinking, oh, Christmas, and panicking yourself. It's just another day. Yeah. Treat it as a Sunday lunch. And if you've got people coming for dinner, make sure they help out. You know, don't be the slave to the kitchen. Make sure they give you a hand. And my tips would be to plan. Make sure you plan. Make things and put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And if you're concerned about energy that you're using, get a smart meter.
Okay.
Get in touch with your provider. Get a smart meter. It's not only for Christmas, but you can use it all the year round, and you don't have to panic if you want to get a smart meter. All you have to do is talk to your providers, the electrical gas providers. They'll put you the way
get you
through.
a smart meter,
As they say, a smart meter is not just for Christmas.
Have you got a smart meter?
I had one, but I didn't believe it, Rusty, so I didn't. I put it back in the cupboard. I didn't like what it was saying.
Oh my God! You know, I have one of those meters that the wheels
goes round and round. Yeah.
You got me there, didn't you?
Rusty, I saw you on telly the other day, and it's one of the best things I've seen all Christmas so far.
Yeah.
You were cooking pate on a programme. I think it was on Channel 5.
Yes.
And even you, while you were cooking it, were laughing because of how disgusting it was. And you were laughing your head off at how, and then I'm sure it tasted very nice.
Well, I've been doing a podcast with my lovely son James, and you know, talking with your own family member, and things come out that you don't remember, and talking about the food and things.
Yeah,
he was saying things that my mum used to make for Caribbean, and I said cow foot. He went cow foot. He's half English. The English part of him came out. Going,
didn't like it.
This cow foot. I said, cow foot and butter beans is a thing. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I won't be eating that because my cookery book is coming out very shortly.
Okay.
And it's a recipe. He said, I'm not cooking that. And I said, well, the French have they didn't like pig trotters and things like this. And then, you know, the Caribbean people like the pigfoot and cow foot with butter beans. And it's really lovely.
Yeah.
And then the French put it on the menu in the Le Trotteuse with a little jus. Yeah. And I said, that it would be the cow foot with a little jus on it.
Sounds lovely, Rusty. Very nice.
Are you putting a cow foot on your Christmas dinner, Rusty? What's the plate? I want you know, what plate would you be looking at?
Well, she's got a day off from Panto, I'm assuming.
Christmas dinner this year. My other half's doing the Christmas dinner because I'm in Panto, and he's very good. And so he thinks he's the best red cabbage cook in the world. They are very nice.
World number one.
World number one.
World number one. Apart from supporting Arsenal and giving the lads a hard time with his friends who are Chelsea supporters.
Oh, right.
So I'll be having turkey. So it won't be the whole big bird. It'll be probably, the breast or something like that. And we'll have some rice and peas, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
And probably some sweet potatoes. And we'll just have a mixture because James is half English and me being Jamaican and my other half's German. So it's quite a great mixture that comes into the house.
Yeah.
So it's really lovely. But the main thing is, please don't stress about Christmas. Don't be a slave in the kitchen. Get everybody helping. And if you've got kids coming as well, get one of the adults to look after them so they don't wreck your house.
That's a good shout, Rusty, actually. It's a good shout.
Robert says, how long can you freeze roast potatoes for, Rusty?
Wow, good question.
Well, the thing is, I think if you parboil them, or roast potatoes, they're already roasted, I would think you could probably up to a month, I would think.
I don't think you need to freeze. Just eat them. Just make some more in a month's time. I know. Who's freezing roast potatoes?
No, but I think he's in preparation, right?
I know.
Oh, right, okay, yes, of course.
You could roast them today.
I'd rather not freeze them. I'd rather boil them, prep them, and do them on the day, quite frankly.
I agree with you, Rusty. I think it's...
But certain things take to be frozen better than other things.
Yeah.
So with the Christmassy things coming towards your dinner for Christmas dinner, I think you could be starting to prep some things now and put them away. The things that you don't really want to do on the day.
Yeah.
And this survey that the smart meters people have done is showing that a lot of people aren't eating things like sprouts, gingerbread men.
Not for me. Oh, I like a gingerbread man, yeah.
They're not having Advocaat. I used to love Advocaat.
Yeah.
I used to love Advocaat.
Great manager. Great manager. Terrible Christmas drink. Dick Advocaat.
You gotta get to it. I don't know. I used to like to have it because they were in shot glasses. And I like to, when I'm finished drinking it, I could handle a bottle on my own, actually. I'd run my finger around it and lick my finger.
Oh, yeah.
So nice and creamy. But I used to make snowball out of that as well. Do you remember?
Oh,
Are you too young?
No, not too young. I know. That sounds lovely.
We've both had 3 bottles of Advocaat before this show, roughly. And that is the only way we broadcast. Listen, Rusty, it is a pleasure to have you on.
A joy.
Good luck in Panto. Thank you for selling us a
Rusty.
smart meter, and we appreciate your time. Good luck with the run. Rusty Lee there, national treasure. What a joy. Dell the cabbie says, I didn't expect to hear Rusty Lee trying to sell me a smart meter this afternoon, but that's what you've got. Paul says, Rusty Lee, what a woman, forever laughing and smiling. I remember her vibe when I was a kid, says PJ and Ken.
The vibe's great.
Yeah.
Go and see her in Panto in Portsmouth. That'd be great. Yeah. I like your idea, though, Max, just filling the Panto up with old Portsmouth footballers.
Andy Orford, Herman
If people want to cast
a
Panto, if people want to cast any Panto with Portsmouth
only with
footballers.
Portsmouth players. We're only, Portsmouth footballers as Panto characters. Carnu could be the beanstalk, couldn't he?
We're here for all. Well, we'll find out. People can let us know.
We'll find out.
Size 15 feet, of course.
I am casting Carnu as a beanstalk. But beyond that, we're trying to do an entire Panto solely with Portsmouth players.
Looking forward to it. I don't know which Panto it is.
Oh, I really enjoyed that. That was great.
It's my favourite bit so far.
Susie McCabe will join us in just a second. Find out if she likes the new new Celtic manager. She probably has no interest in Enzo Maresca. But does she like Wilfred Nancy? We'll find out in just a second. Excellent work from the listeners here. Rob
Superb.
says Jermaine Defoe as Tiny Tim. Peter Crouch is the beanstalk, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you'd have Carnu on Peter Crouch would make a whole beanstalk.
You need a
wouldn't
giant, don't you? Is Peter Crouch the giant or the beanstalk?
It's a good question. Could be the
thing,
I think
isn't it?
the giant needs to be broader than Crouch.
Wow,
I
okay.
think he's beanstalky. Andy in South Wales, the late great Jim Smith would make a cracking Panto Dane.
That is so
Absolutely right. This is good. Mike says, surely long-serving Goggy, but Alan Knight as Buttons. Matt Letizier's the villain. Harry Redknapp could drive the chariot. Also, leaning out the window, explaining that Lamine Yamal will turn into Benjani at midnight. That's really good, isn't it? Nico Cranchera's warm-up act, says this one. Guy Dick Whittington, thank you very much. Anyway, keep those coming.
Excellent
please.
work.
Yes, we are doing a whole panto just out of Portsmouth players. Meanwhile, let's talk Celtic. Their new manager, Wilfred Nancy, got criticised because people get criticised for everything, for his shoes and having a tactics board. God forbid a manager trying to put tactics, tell his players tactics. Anyway, before we speak to Susie McCabe, let's listen to him. He is chatting ahead of their game with Roma tonight in the Europa League.
My mom told me that I have, I don't know how to say that in English, but I have bags, a bit of bags. I said, yeah, mommy, I just come in, jet lag, try to anticipate everything. But again, this is part of our job. I'm really excited by that. So I try to stay at peace with myself, at peace with the person that I am. Try to open my eyes to understand the culture. Try to open my eyes to also to understand what is the context. And after that, I'm going to do what I used to do in terms of the way I want to play, because this is a lifestyle. This is not something that I try to cop. This is something that I feel. And after that, we'll see.
Let's talk to Susie McCabe, comedian and Celtic fan. Hey, Susie.
How you doing, lads?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Susie. Yeah.
We're good. How do you feel he's started, your new man?
Listen, I mean, I was at the game on Sunday, and it was it didn't matter who was going to be in charge. It was always going to be a tough game. Hearts had a little dip, but look, they always raised their game against Celtic, against Rangers. It always happens. So I knew it was going to be a hard game. The weather was terrible to try and play football in, and it was Wilfred's first game, and I'm just like, Ange, I remember us sitting fifth in the league under Ange, and Strachan and Brendan Rodgers losing to Red Imps in Gibraltar, the world-beating Red Imps. So I'm very much, let him come in, let him try and get his style of play across, and just, you know what, you've got to trust the process, haven't you? And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think he speaks well. And the tactics board, I thought, when did we all just kind of laugh at that? Because that's what Fergie used, Steen used, like the greatest managers in British football used all that stuff. But what? Because it's not an iPad.
Well, it just looks old. I suppose it looks pretty old school, doesn't it?
It
like
looks
he's
a
got
bit
some
like
vinyl
Travel
out,
Othello. He's playing Travel Othello, isn't he? And like,
it was Amorim away at Grimsby was the tipping point, wasn't it? So I just think Hearts as your first game, I feel like they should have put it off for another game. They should have let him sort of miss that one, or let Martin do that one. Because following Martin in anyway after he's come in and sort of turned the club around within 6 weeks was going to be a tough errand anyway.
Yeah, totally. And there's so much affection for Martin, just in general. Like, he was, for me, he's the greatest Celtic manager of my lifetime. I seen my first treble under Martin, a European final under Martin. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. But the next game after the Hearts game's a cup final on Sunday.
Right.
So it's like, how long do we let it go? And then before you know it, all right, we'll wait till Christmas. Well, we've got Rangers on the 3rd of January, And so, yeah, I mean, I think given the position where Hearts are in the league and where Celtic were, we've still got a game in hand, a lot of football to be played. Reading a lot of stuff from the MLS, he's really well respected for the type of football he wants to play. And I always feel British football in particular is a bit like this, that we kind of laugh at stuff. You know, Russell Martin was having a terrible time at Rangers, and he took the team up Conic Hill and a bit of freshwater swimming at Loch Lomond. Now, that is like, oh, what's he doing that for? What we need's more training. And you think, I can understand why he's trying to take them away from the pressures. And I think we as a nation are quite dismissive about anything that's going to interfere with the traditions of our football. I mean, years ago, people sitting going, this data, it would just be like playing champ manager. There are now squads of people in football clubs up and down the country looking at data. You know, so it's, I think I'm very open-minded. I'm like, in you come. I think you're a good fit. I think you speak well. Is Glasgow the right city for you? I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to give him a chance.
Sure. And look, you had to give Ange a chance, right? Because they're the same view of the J League and the A League that we have of MLS is very similar. I just think maybe we're just, you know, social media has just, maybe we're always predisposed to lose our minds when anyone did anything different. But now everybody can say it out loud and everyone can hear it, that it's a bit like the England cricket team having a little holiday in Noosa that's been pre-planned for months. Everyone's going, they can't be doing that. It's a bit like when a footballer is seen smiling with their child, like within a week of a defeat, and we all go mad. I mean, it looks
talking to another player after the game.
That's it. And I think we all need to relax a wee bit just in general around the football stuff. You know, I mean, I say this coming from Glasgow, where football is quite literally a religion, right? Quite literally. But I do think, and do you know what really annoys me as well? A lot of it is people who should know better. You know, I grew up in the 1990s. Like I've said to you, Martin gave me my first treble. I was 21 at the time. For me to sit down with somebody that's 21 now and say that that's when I seen my first treble, that is mind-blowing to them. You know, we've done 4 trebles in a row. And I think there's also a little bit of entitlement with a certain section of Celtic fans as well. And it's regardless of age or whatever else, it's just that, you know, we don't have a guaranteed right to win all the time. Yeah, we've got money in the bank. Yeah, we need players in. Yeah, we don't know who this manager is, but did you want to go back the way and stick with 73-year-old Martin, who was literally pleading with the board to appoint a manager? He was like, I am so tired. I love this job. But I'm 73, lads. Give me a break.
But look, if he lost the Hearts, if he loses the cup final and then loses to Rangers on January the 3rd, Martin might be back by the end of January.
Listen, I would always have Martin back. I would have a statue of Martin. I genuinely, you will have seen this, Charlie, on my socials, how happy seeing Martin O'Neill made me, you know. But at the end of the day, Martin O'Neill is the type of guy, when he was at Celtic, he made a good player a great player, and a great player an exceptional player. And that was the thing with Martin. Martin came in, you know, Brendan was saying, I need quality. Martin came in and went, these boys are players. These boys are serial winners, and he can make a player believe. Now, nobody goes, that's not how you manage anymore. You don't boost a player's confidence. You give him a dossier on how to defend against this left back, you know, and you go, maybe there's something old school about a tactics board and being able to reach out to your players and make them want to play for you. And I think Nancy's got that, because he certainly had it in the MLS at the 2 teams that he was at. And there was a clip with him with Alistair Johnson, who's currently injured just now, and they knew each other from, I think it was Montreal, when he took over from Thierry Henry, and AJ played for him, and there was a real affection there. So, yeah, I mean, and also, who doesn't love a pair of Adidas green and white gazelles?
Yeah.
Come on.
Good trainers. Hey, Susie, tell us about your tour quickly.
Tell us about your tour, Susie.
Tell us all about it.
UK tour, April, May. I'm all over the UK and Ireland. It's called Best Behaviour. Really well received at the Edinburgh Festival. And I've also got my new show debuting at the King's, Coming of Age. And the Celtic board might even get a mention in that.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. Lovely stuff. Thanks,
Cheers, Susie. Love you. Bye.
Take it easy, lads. Bye-bye.
Susie McCabe there. You're listening to Rushden Baker on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Toolstation.
The Six Nations, where giants do battle and legends are made. Epic sports which demands an epic voiceover every time. And actually has an interesting story as well. It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. The other home nations were a bit jealous, wanted in on the action, and after England played Wales in 1882, they all decided to hold an annual festival of international rugby, or the Home International Championship, which kicked off a year after. Now, the first decade was dominated by England and Scotland until Wales finally won in 1893 and Ireland a year later. After years of dipping in and out of the championship, France was invited to join full-time in 1910. But because France isn't a home nation, they had to give it a rebrand and settle on the Five Nations. But France were actually kicked out of the tournament in 1931. They were accused of paying players when rugby was still strictly an amateur sport. They had to wait years to be let back in. But after World War II, the Five Nations resumed. Didn't always run smoothly though, like in 1973 when all 5 teams won 2 matches and lost 2 matches. Now, because they didn't do points difference at the time, they just decided that everyone was the champion. It's like trying to keep kids happy, you know, the whole, you're all winners. In the years following, other teams in Europe started to get better at rugby and actually got to a stage where they were regularly beating teams in the Five Nations. In 1997, Italy beat Scotland, France and Ireland home and away. So 2 years later, the Five Nations invited Italy in, creating the Six Nations as we know it. In recent years, there have been calls to expand the tournament further to other European teams. Georgia and Portugal have been prime candidates to join of late. It's also been suggested there could be 2 tiers with promotion and relegation to promote growth of the sport in Europe. But the existing nations are a bit reluctant. So for now, it looks like the Six Nations, or Six Nations, or Sei Nazioni, is here to stay.
Weekend Preview on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. For more racing tips, check out their podcast, From the Horse's Mouth, with Ruby Walsh and our own Paddy Power. The podcast for racing fans, by racing fans. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Max Rush and Charlie Baker with you on talkSPORT until 4 o'clock. Time to talk racing now. Here is Ryan McHugh from Paddy Power with all the latest news and odds. Hey, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
Yeah, hi, lads. Hope you're both keeping well.
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, we'll start with Cheltenham, I suppose. 8 races live on ITV this Saturday. 150 is their feature, so it's early on in the day. It's the December Gold Cup. We're paying 4 places instead of three in this, I should say. My strongest fancy of the weekend actually runs in this race. I think Kim Rock, trained by Joseph O'Brien, is the one to be on at around 6-1. He made his stable debut at the course last month, but a mistake at the last proved costly. He ended up finishing second on that occasion, but he looked like he was ahead of the mark, handicapper on that occasion, and around 6-1, I think, with the extra place we have on offer, he's the one to be on there. Before then, at 115, there's a wide open mares handicap chase in which Me Wee Bonnie Lass looks an interesting runner for Keith Donoghue and trainer Gavin Cromwell. They have a fine record at Cheltenham when they send runners over, and I think at around 7 or 8-1, it's another race we're paying an extra place in. She might be of interest. There's more quality later on in the card at 3 o'clock. It's the Grade 2 Albert Bartlett Trial comes up then. It sees impressive course and distance winner Conman John try to make it 2 from 2 at the track. He carries a penalty here, so I think it won't be an easy task for him. So maybe looking elsewhere might be the way to go. And reckless spending of Nicky Henderson's, I thought, ran well at Ascot last month, and stepping back up and trip would suit that one. And not to forget Doncaster then, lads. 3 races live on ITV from there. There's a competitive looking card. And in the final race at 3:17, Willie the Builder has his third run for new trainer Christian Williams. I think he may be able to build on his second place finish last time. He's around a 6-1 chance in that. So Willie the Builder in that final race at Doncaster is my selection there. But very competitive action all weekend, lads, and keep it eye out on site for plenty of extra place races.
Lovely stuff.
Good stuff, Ryan. Thank you,
Thanks,
pal.
Ryan.
Cheers, lads. Thank you.
If you want to keep up with all the latest racing news, Paddy Power's From the Horse's Mouth podcast is available every week. You can download the latest episode from your usual podcast provider now. 18 plus, BeGambleAware.org.
Weekend Preview on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. For more racing tips, check out their podcast, From the Horse's Mouth, with Ruby Walsh and our own Paddy Power. The podcast for racing fans, by racing fans. T's and C's apply. 18 plus, BeGambleAware.org.
That was nice to chat to Rusty Lee there. Actually, in Panto with Sean Williamson. And I may have told you this story before. Almost, there's every chance.
Probably, Max. But tell it again. Go on.
But it is a great story. During the Soccer AM glory years, we booked Sean Gota to be on the show. We'd always have a footballer, actor, a comedian, and a band. That's the classic
Lovely.
lineup.
Great lineup.
You'd have Uwe Rossler, Dar O'Brien, and editors. That would be an
very nice.
That's a classic.
What a
classic
great episode.
Lineup. Anyway, so we booked Sean Gota, and then on the Friday, the day before, Chris, who books the footballers, just texted Sean Gota's agent to say, look, is he up to anything at the moment? And Sean Gota's agent replies, he's just doing a bit of writing, not sure he's going to do Panto this year, which Chris thinks doesn't sound like Sean Gota. So, but by this time, remember, like, we've cut all of Sean Gota's best goals.
Yeah.
We've crafted 2
Feed the goat and he will score. You've done some bits on
all
that.
Sort of stuff. So he rings up Sean Gota. He rings him up. He says, "Just checking. Have you, am I talking to Sean Gota's agent?" And the guy says, so anyway, the way the story reaches us is he walks into the office and he says, I've dropped a bleep here. I haven't booked Sean Gota. I've booked Sean Williamson. Booked Sean Williamson.
Sensation.
Right? Absolutely brilliant. But of course, Sean Williamson's one of the greatest guys.
Nice guy. Very, very nice man. Yeah.
So he rang Sean Williamson. He said, look, here's the thing. We thought we'd book Sean Gota. Will you come on and just answer all the questions that we were going to ask Sean Gota?
Nice.
And Sean Williamson said, yep. And it was a great episode. And then we got them on together. The good split screen going, there we are.
Fantastic.
We can see how we made the mistake.
Exactly.
It was obvious. So, that was my Sean Williamson.
That's lovely. It's lovely. Genuinely good singer. He always does Reet Petite, Max. That's what he opens with, Reet Petite. And then, of course, he'll finish on something inside so strong. He's going to do it anyway.
Actually, it's a great meme when they do. I last saw it for the England cricket team when they're saying, don't drive. Don't drive on, just short of a length outside off stump. And then it cuts to Sean Williamson going, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. Have you seen that if you want to go to the US to watch the World Cup, they're going to trawl through the last 5 years of your social media.
Looking forward to that.
God, I mean, the queues are bad enough anyway, right? Every single person. Can I see your Facebook for the last 5 years?
And are they going to go
my Twitter?
Yeah,
what are they going to do?
Laugh. Why aren't you laughing at that one, mate? That was good. That was solid goal. That was 25 likes, 4 retweets.
How many times do US Customs need to see me complaining about the handball law? Like, how many times? You really like, hey, you boy, you don't know what's wrong with IFAB? Who are IFAB? That's really good stuff, isn't it? 5 years.
5 years of the socials. Hey,
they go through each of them and they go, right, I'll start with Twitter and now I'm going to go to Instagram.
And then he's going to go, at certain points, congratulations, I see you've just had your first child. Congratulations.
Those Instagrams where they go, I'm so blessed. Best 18 months of my life. My beautiful boy, Timmy, he passed his first solid stool. You're like, they're really just going, this is really good stuff. Sorry about your nan.
I was also sad when David Bowie died. Very sad when David Bowie died. Never met him either. Going
to be there for hours, aren't they?
Hours and hours.
Anyway, but that is an issue. I think I may, obviously.
Do you think you'll be in trouble, Max? You might not get into the country. You're going for work.
I've always just used it. I've never been on social media, Your Honour. And
really?
I just play Snake on this Nokia 8210. Please, can I come in?
With you, they'll go a £6 peach again.
Again, I know. They'll be like,
Who is Trevor Nelson?
Who's this holding this microwave? Although it's interesting on Trevor Nelson is that the brilliant photographer Martin Parr passed away last week.
Yeah, tell me about that, Max, because I didn't know this about you, and this was a lovely story, and I'm really sorry about it.
No. It's but. Obviously, I talked about Trevor Nelson being my neighbour for ages and ages, and I never thought to mention that Martin Parr was my neighbour. Like, genuinely, I was in flat 3 and he's in flat 2.
Yeah.
And some listeners will know who this guy is, and some won't. But he is basically one of the pioneers of photography in Britain. One of the most famous photographers ever. Modern photography, sort of reportage photography. And I obviously just turned up and I wandered in and there was a nice old bloke next door. He said he's Martin. I was like, hello, Martin, well, you don't have a photographer? I was like, nice, good for you to have some hobbies. That's interesting for you. Yeah. And then my flatmate came over and she basically fainted in front of this man. I'm like, well, who the hell is this guy? Why are you saying this? And so there've been all these amazing tributes to the brilliant Martin Parr. And really, we just texted about the stairwell and, who's going to change the light bulbs.
Which bins is it?
Yeah, exactly.
We'd have loved that, Martin Parr. It'd have been out taking a photo of you with the bins, Max. That'd be right up his street.
Do you know what was quite lovely? Is obviously between the two of us, there's a national treasure and just, a very vanilla broadcaster who broadcasts about football. But he obviously had absolutely no interest in football and I had not a clue who I was. And there is this incredibly famous photographer. I have not a clue who he is either. And he'd occasionally talk to me about football, but obviously he wasn't really interested, but it was quite sweet. And I would never even get close to talking about photography. But for someone who was so successful, so unbelievably successful, if you've seen all the tributes come in from everybody around the world, totally unaffected, completely unaffected by that fame. Just a really nice bloke called Martin who didn't hoover the stairs enough, if you want my opinion.
Martin.
But may he rest in peace, because he was just a lovely neighbour. He was a really nice neighbour.
Very nice.
Anyway, you are listening to Rushden Baker on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation.
Just in case you thought it was Jim and Simon.
What can we say different like that?
Slightly different conversation, I can imagine. I don't know.
But no, it is worth clarifying.
Just clarify.
This is not Jim White and Simon Jordan. But we are going to spend the next hour talking about boxing and the Saudi Pro League and all those things. No, what's happening next? Alex Crook is going to join us.
We are talking about the Saudi Pro League next.
Are we actually?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We are talking about it. Why do we care about it? I mean, obviously, if Salah goes there, great, but why do we care?
Well, let's find out. Let's talk about it and find out.
I don't care. For the record, I do not care. This is Rushden Baker on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Gear up for those darker nights with electrical and lighting offers. Next stop, Toolstation. Good afternoon, it's Talk to Me and Jacobs on talkSPORT, Rushden and Baker version. Gary says, what would US Customs make of that video of you and Barry Glendenning dancing around the pub with
That's true.
you hitting a stool
That's
with
true.
your hand like a drum? I think they'd be like, well, come on, this guy's a party animal. Bring
I
it
like
in.
this guy. Spring break, and they'd all get stools out, start banging them.
That's in Cancun. I don't want to go there either.
Are we playing in Cancun? Did they qualify Cancun?
Well, the part
place
of Mexico,
I don't know. Quite a lot of small places qualified, so I was just
for the World Cup. Did they?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
towns. I think
Towns,
cities
did they
are
let
qualified.
towns in
No,
the end?
Stevenage. I think Stevenage are in Group K. But I'll give them every chance. Now, Alex Crook going to join us, Chief Football Correspondent. He's here now. Hey, Crookie, you okay?
Hello, Crookie.
You're on mute. Someone's on mute.
You're on mute. You're on
Some
mute.
people would say it's better when I'm on mute.
Not us, Crookie. We love you. We love you, Alex.
Well, so what do we want to talk about? We want to talk about Mo Salah. We want to talk about Mo Salah going to the Saudi League. I've got a clip of the Al Khaloud owner, Ben Harburg, saying that Salah's not fit for the Saudi Pro League because of his behaviour this week at Liverpool. Have a listen.
As an owner, I don't like it, obviously. You don't like a player to throw his teammates, coaches, administrators under the bus. And obviously, it's been a tough season for him, but he was paid his bag and he's underperformed this season. He has a great history. We don't, as owners, put players on the pitch because of past performance. We put them on for current form. And it's tough as an owner, a club administrator, to see comments like that. We specifically look for players from abroad that are kind of around 25 or younger, ideally. Folks that are not at the end of their career, but at the middle or beginning even, that we can develop and then ultimately hopefully they get sold on to bigger, higher spending clubs here in our league or across the world. And I think we have players today that ultimately can make their way back to Europe, the United States, elsewhere. That's what we want to be. We don't want to be that terminal destination, at least as my club.
Call me a cynic, Cookie, but if Al Khaloud were offered Mo Salah, I reckon they might take him.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're leading the race based on those comments. And I'm not sure that the Saudi deal makers, the Saudi Pro League, would necessarily go along with those comments. I think Mo Salah is their dream target. He has been for some time now, the greatest Muslim player ever, plying his trade in the Saudi Pro League. I think is the way that they want this to develop. I thought it would happen at the end of the season. It could well be accelerated now with obviously this public spat that Salah has taken on with the club and with Arne Slot. And I agree with what Danny Murphy said on the White and Jordan programme yesterday morning. I think the only way that Salah gets back in this Liverpool team, certainly before AFCON, is if he apologises to Arne Slot. I don't think he'll do that because this wasn't an off-the-cuff interview where he was just caught on the hop and maybe was emotional. It was a 6-minute rant. I think he planned what he wanted to say. It's very unusual for an unused substitute to stop and speak to media after a game. So I don't think he'll feature against Brighton this weekend. Then he goes off to AFCON to play for Egypt, and presumably his future will be sorted after that or during the tournament.
How have he apologised? How do you think? Should he do it? A next tweet should be in a photo in a gym with Arne Slot, spotting him at the bench press and say they're friends again, like that. I thought that it's funny, is it? Because the show I did on Sunday, the warm-up on Sunday, Cookie, I was far too sympathetic to Salah on Sunday. I was a bit like, I can understand. I find if I'm in Sunday League and I don't get on, I'm furious. He must be livid. But actually, I think his behaviour's been pretty pathetic. However brilliant a footballer he is, and the photo in the gym was like, come on, mate. This is a bit silly now, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's been a follow-up, hasn't there, of an empty park. So we'll try and work out exactly what he meant with that subliminal message. But
what was that one? This is exciting.
Yeah, I think I've seen one doing the rounds today. It's literally just a shot, I think, on Salah's Instagram of an empty park, trees in the distance. So you can read into that what you want. But he did recently, if I'm not mistaken, delete all reference of Liverpool from his social media. So this has been coming. I think you can see that obviously his frustration is boiling over. But the way I've always seen it is that if he thinks his form, not just this season, but even at the back end of last season when it tailed off, warrants a guaranteed starting place, then I think he's deluded. From what I'm told, Mo Salah is a great guy. He's popular with his teammates. It sounds to me like he's been badly advised, but this is all out war now, isn't it, with Arne Slot? And the best thing that could have happened, I think, for the Liverpool manager was getting that priceless win of the San Siro in midweek, because it means he doesn't have to contemplate changing the team this weekend. And I think in some ways it'll embolden him in the dressing room.
Just before we move on, when did he re-sign the contract? Was it last summer?
It was towards the back end of last season, wasn't it?
Yeah. They had their chance to let him go then, because they were when they offered like 70 million for him then.
That was a little bit previously, but I think the money from the Saudi Pro League has always stayed on the table, both in terms of wages for Mo Salah and the fact they're willing to pay a transfer fee. But I do sympathise with Liverpool, because can you imagine, with the season that he had last year, if Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, the two overlords at Anfield, turned around and said, you know what, Mo, thank you for winning us the Premier League title. You're the Premier League Player of the Year, but you're a little bit old now. We're going to let you go. The fans would have been in an uproar. I think the reaction to what Mo Salah did after the Leeds game actually is turning more Liverpool fans on the side of the hierarchy than it is on their star player.
The fascinating thing is there's no time, reputation counts for nothing, right? If you're not playing well, you're not playing well.
If your legs go, the legs go.
Yeah, and he's only been on the bench for like 2.5 games. Like, I think I'd love to see him stay for a bit and say, actually, do you know what? I was a bit out of order. I shouldn't have talked to the Norwegians. It's just there's something about the Norwegian guy, and that's it. And let's all be friends again. But I think you're right. It could be done. And if it is, it's okay. The world will keep spinning.
He's doing Norwegian Duolingo, and he's like, this is my chance to practice it.
Yes. Was it in fluent? It was in fluent Norwegian. It was the whole 7 minutes. Anyway, where should we go next?
Let's talk about Liam Rosenior, should we? Yeah.
What's happening to him, Crookie?
Yeah, Liam Rosenior. I saw Strasbourg earlier in the season against Palace in the Conference League and was quite impressed with their performance. They've got a lot of young players there, which sort of fits in with the Blue Cone model. They're the owners of both Chelsea and Strasbourg. There was interest in Liam Rosenior in the summer from the likes of Southampton and Leicester. I don't think he was particularly keen to leave Ligue 1 over in France and drop into the Championship. But if he keeps doing as well as he is, there is going to be interest from the Premier League. His old club Fulham have been mentioned to me as potential suitors, depending on what happens with Marco Silva. So I think Chelsea could face a bit of a battle to keep him as part of their system. It has been mentioned that maybe he could be the long-term successor for Enzo Maresca, but the impression I get is that he's not going anywhere, Maresca, in a hurry. And as much as Chelsea see Rosenior as someone who could manage in the Premier League, it would be a big step up from Strasbourg straight away to go and take charge of Chelsea. So maybe a sort of middling Premier League club might be a better option. So certainly I think when these jobs become available, Glasner could leave Palace, Iriola could leave Bournemouth. I would expect Liam Rosenior to be right at the front of a lot of clubs thinking.
I'm a huge fan of his. I think he speaks so brilliant about the game, and I think whoever gets him would be pretty lucky. What about West Ham?
Hull had him and got rid of him and let go of him. That seems a really strange decision now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I've got to know the Hull owner,
okay, aren't they?
Achunali Kali, quite well, and obviously it didn't work out too well for them last season, getting rid of Rosenior, having only missed out on the playoffs on the previous day of Rosenior's season in charge. But they're there or thereabouts now. I think he felt that Rosenior had been given the tools to at least get a playoff place, and that didn't happen, and that's why there was a parting of the ways. But a tune tells me that he still rates Liam Rosenior as a coach. He just felt it was the right time to move in a different direction.
West Ham want to sign Promise David, one of the best names in football at the moment.
Promise David.
Yeah, they call him the mini Lukaku, Promise David, because he's a 6'5", I think. Obviously, a bit of an old-fashioned target man type striker. He scored a lot of goals for Union Saint-Galois. That's the club that Tony Bloom at Brighton has an interest in Belgium. They've done really well in the Belgium League and got themselves in the Champions League this season. I don't think this deal is going to happen because I think there are bigger clubs who are looking at Promise David. No relation to Jonathan David, by the way, even though they're both Canadian internationals. I think if he does leave, it will be for a bigger club playing in Europe. And this is a problem for West Ham because they're short of goals. Nicholas Füllkrug is going to be allowed to move on. Can you rely on Callum Wilson to stay fit for the whole season based on recent campaigns? Probably not. So they need to get someone in. But as I say, I think this one at the moment looks unlikely.
And Yves Bissouma to leave Spurs, this would be no surprise.
No, it wouldn't. Hasn't kicked a ball yet for Thomas Frank. Obviously, he was dropped for the Super Cup at the start of the season because he turned up late for training. We've had this incident that Spurs are looking into, footage emerging in a newspaper at the weekend of Bissouma allegedly inhaling laughing gas. That's not the first time he's been caught doing that. So I think Tottenham are just deciding now the time is right for a parting of the ways. He nearly went to Galatasaray in the summer transfer window. That broke down at the 11th hour. So I think they'd still be interested. And again, maybe clubs like Fulham and West Ham who are in need of reinforcements, they might look at this deal as well. But yeah, I think his days at Spurs are numbered.
Lovely stuff, Crookie. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, Crookie.
Thanks, guys.
You can read Crookie's notebook in full at talksport.com. What are we doing next? We're going to do some EFL. Oh, yeah, Coventry have in a little bit of... They've dropped some points in the last couple of games, haven't they? It's alive again.
Lampard
Adrian Clark
out.
will join us. I mean, that is a stretch, I'd say, to be 5 points clear, to 9 points clear of Millwall in third. But you have high standards, Charlie.
Very
That's
high
the point.
standards.
You have very high standards.
Any
People
defeat,
don't understand.
sacked. Any defeat.
Good. You think that's how football should work? Any defeat sacked. God,
think how many managers
brutal
there
industry.
all the time.
Yeah. Well, once you get on that treadmill, you get so many payoffs.
Oh,
life's
so
not
good.
all about money. Anyway, Clark, you'll join us in just a second and we'll talk about that.
We know sport is full of money, and when it comes to exhibition matches, it is the cash involved that gets them off the ground. But that's what makes it even more annoying if the event falls flat. When Mike Tyson fought Jake Paul, 65 million people streamed it on Netflix, but many people complained of buffering and freezing, and the fight itself wasn't that great either. So fans got shortchanged, while Tyson and Paul took home around $60 million between them. Another one with a huge prize pot was Tiger versus Phil in 2018. That had £9 million. But again, the pay-per-view had streaming issues. Miking up the players was an anticlimax too, and the golf itself was bang average. When Ronaldo went to Saudi, we all knew money was the driving force, given his salary of £177 million a year. But then they thought, let's get Messi over for a game. So we had PSG versus the Riyadh All-Stars. Both the GOATs were past their best, but PSG still lined their pockets, charging fans a few pounds to watch it on their official channels. Although it wasn't quite as bad as the 75 quid pay-per-view where Mayweather fought McGregor. I feel like What we really need is constantly high quality action delivered to you for free. And that, my friends, is called talkSPORT.
talkSPORT and Pitch Experiences are giving you the chance to go to the PDC World Darts Championship at Ali Pali on the 23rd of December. You and three mates could be living it large. It's like it was written for me. With platinum seats, fine dining, a complimentary bar and exclusive access to the 501 Lounge with Russ the Voice Bray. Then it's straight to your prime arena table for the best view in the house.
Wow.
Get ready for an unforgettable Ali Pali Christmas. Here's Charlie with how to enter.
For your chance to win, text DARTS, D-A-R-T-S, to 83338. Text costs £2 plus your standard network rate, or call, write this down, 0343 421 7508. Lines close 4 p.m. 18th of December. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus and UK residents only. So for your chance to win, text DARTS to 83338 now. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com.
Let's do some EFL. Big win for Ipswich and for Hull yesterday. Adrian Clark joins us from Arsenal midfielder, EFL expert. Welcome, Clarkie.
Hey, Clarkie.
Good afternoon.
Hello,
Good afternoon. D-A-R-T-S. Right, I'm going to enter that.
Yeah.
That read was inspirational.
Oh,
Charlie.
good. That's what you know. So, look, some people might spell darts a different way.
With a Z. The kids do.
darts.
D-A-R-T-Z.
Since
darts.
Luke Littler, everyone's spelling it with a Z and a 5.
No, you're right. So very good of you to just to spell it out. I know, like Clarkie, I remember there was a moment in the season where Ipswich were having an absolute shocker, but a really big win against Stoke. And Stoke, who the last time I checked was sort of third and have now gone on a terrible run. And it just shows the kind of randomness is probably not the right word, but there is something about the Championship where you say, well, it's done, or this team are good, and then 5 games later it's completely different.
Yeah, nothing's done in the Championship until it's done, really. I think we know that. Look, Stoke are a good team, and I think they played pretty well in the game against Ipswich, but ultimately didn't get anything out of it again. So, they're on a bad run. They're sort of slipping towards mid-table. But I do think Stoke fans this season have something to get excited about, which they haven't had for so long now. I think that, they can definitely challenge for the playoffs. But, Ipswich are inconsistent. I saw them lose to Oxford on talkSPORT 2 just a week or so ago. Dominated the game but lost. But then they bounced back and Jaden Philogene scored a great goal in this game, and that was the deciding moment. When you've got guys like that and players like Jack Clark that you can bring off the bench, it's kind of unfair on the rest, really. Their squad is easily the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than Covs?
Definitely better than Covs, yeah, in terms of the depth. That's the difference. I mean, Ipswich beat Coventry, didn't they, last weekend? Mm-hmm. If you look at that game, you look at the benches from that match, really, Frank Lampard had, I think, one recognised attacking player he could turn to try and turn the game. I think Ipswich have 4 or 5, and they used them, and 1 or 2 of them even come on and scored and assisted. So that's the difference. Coventry have been the best team, and they're still favourites in my view to possibly win the title. But I do think Ipswich will end up top 2 because they've just got so many good players.
Yeah, Rob Edwards was obviously holding Middlesbrough back, and Kim Hellberg's come in and they've not lost the game.
I know. Yeah, good win at Charlton, and what he's done, a lot of managers sometimes, well, what Lampard did really was sort of say, actually, not that much needs changing. Well, Helberg has gone in there and kind of ripped it up and put his own imprint on it straight away. They're more attacking. They've got rid of they'd moved away from a back three anyway, but it's a different formation. He's given players that were on the bench or not even in the squad a chance to play. They're pressing. And I think Middlesbrough fans are really liking what they see of Kim Helberg. So they sort of nabbed him from Swansea, didn't they, at the last moment, Borough? And at the moment, right now, it's looking like quite a smart pickup.
I mean, it is so tight. It's ridiculous. The league table is ridiculous because, Hull are in the playoffs on 31 points. And, Sheffield United, who were, sort of would hope are only 8 points behind them in 17th. And, if you go up to, say, Derby in 15th, Wrexham have, on a slightly dodgy run, 2 wins in the last 6? But they're still only 4 points off the playoffs. I mean, it's totally ludicrous.
Look, Wrexham, a case in point, right, of how draws don't really do you any favours. Like, they're in the bottom half, but they've lost twice since the middle of September. They just keep drawing. And if you keep drawing, you're not going to fly up the league. So, a few wins, especially with it being so tight, can make the world a difference. We're seeing that with Southampton, aren't we? Goodness me. So they've made that schoolboy error of employing the caretaker, haven't they? Because, I mean, how many times does that really work out? But in the here and now, they're absolutely flying. Tonderecker, since he come in, they've won, I think, 6 or 7. They've scored 21 goals in those 7 matches as well. And they're right on the border of the playoffs. And, they were in the drop zone just a few weeks ago. So that shows what can happen. And you'd have to say that Southampton are looking good now. There's a player there. Obviously, Adam Armstrong, we know about him. He always scores goals in the Championship. There's a kid there called Leo Cienza. Actually, he's not a kid. He's kind of mid-20s, left winger. He is useful. He's a really good player. Beautiful running with the ball, electric, and he is on fire at the minute. So, keep your eye on the Saints.
What's
Oxford.
his name again, sorry? Leo
Cienza.
Cienza.
Yeah, Cienza. Yeah, he's not a recognised name, but I'm telling you what, he is making them tick at the moment.
The bottom's quite tight as well. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday are gone, obviously, for sad reasons. But Oxford have found some form, beat Ipswich the other night, didn't they? They found a bit of form. Portsmouth, Norwich, all big teams down there, isn't it, Clarkey? Big teams.
Someone big might go. They might drop into League One. Norwich are really struggling. Obviously, they got a good result actually in midweek against Sheffield United. Picked up a 1-1. Philippe Clement, the former Rangers manager, is there now. They just cannot keep a clean sheet. They just can't do it. So that's their problem. Oxford, it's different, isn't it? I mean, they just don't have the resources you wouldn't imagine of a lot of the bigger clubs in the division. So I think they're doing really well. Nicked a point, didn't they, at Blackburn in midweek? So look, it's a very, very exciting division right now.
Has that been years in the making for Norwich? Because you'd always just think, well, they'll be around the playoffs in the Championship.
Yeah, look, I don't want to pin it all on the one guy, but Ben Napper came in to be the director of football a couple of years ago, at least a couple of years ago, and the recruitment has not been good since. Like, very few of the signings, and a lot have come in on good money, have been positive influences on the team. So it's kind of been in the post for a while, but it's been, whether it was him or the guy that was before him, the players that they've signed have just not been good enough for 2 or 3 years now. And that I think is the main reason why Norwich are struggling. Because look, that is a big club, high expectations. Norwich fans are not happy. They expect to be gunning for promotion, not fighting to stay in the division. So, yeah, tough gig, I think, for Philippe Clement at the moment.
It's a sad state of affairs when you're almost a decade older than sporting directors, John.
Yes, he's young, isn't he? Yeah,
you are.
I am.
God, sort of think, well, as long as you're older, there are managers 10 years younger than us now. God.
Yeah. Can I just bring up that Exeter City were struggling, and I started to feel a little bit sorry for them. They were struggling because they're fan-owned. They try and do everything in the right way. But they're so spawning. They've now got away to Man City in the FA Cup, and they're going to be
we got home to.
They're going to be absolutely fine. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm pleased you're fine, but
you can't wish that on. You can't.
No, I don't want them to go out of business. I don't want them to go out of business, Clark. I just want them to get relegated and then find some money and then sort of be fine. But they get these spawny ties, and then they'll find a player, they'll sell him for £3 million. Oh, we're all fine again, we're really running. It does my head in. Anyway, they won 1-0 in the week v Wimbledon.
So bitter, aren't you, Charlie?
Not bitter, it's just annoying, isn't it? It's
annoying. We were one up against Chesterfield and we battered them, and then we just didn't clear a long free kick in the 92nd minute, and their centre back hoid it in from 20 yards. It was an absolute disgrace. But we had one of those FA Cup third round draws. It's like the worst one. Home to Birmingham, right? I know there's a bit of fanfare at Birmingham, but it's still not interesting.
No one's bothered.
And we're definitely not going to win. No. And you're like, don't give us that. We knocked out Stockport away. Give us, you want top 4, nothing. I want Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, maybe Chelsea.
Well,
Otherwise,
Boreham Wood got. Did they get Burton? Didn't they? Brackley or Burton? I think it turned out to be Burton.
Good.
I mean, that was
bad
a shocker.
luck. Well, both their fans will be furious. Plymouth have kept hold of Tom Cleverley. Adrian, despite the whole of Plymouth Argyle fans going, we don't want Tom Cleverley in the job anymore, but he got a win away at Wickham.
Yeah, that was a good result.
Yeah,
that was a really good result. Yeah, because Wickham have been going okay under Michael Duff. So, yeah, look, Tom Cleverley, I think there's a good manager in there, but it's gone horribly wrong. They keep letting in way too many goals. Yeah. Obviously not on that particular occasion. So yeah, we'll see. I think they should keep hold of him, because I think he knows what he's doing, but the results would suggest that it's just not working. So they're very reliant on their leading scorer as well, Laurent Talage. He's a good player, but a lot of the other new faces, a bit like at Norwich, haven't really clicked yet. So we'll see. I hope they stick with him. He's a good lad.
Meanwhile, very comfortable for Arsenal last night. 2 glorious goals, lots of changes. Nice to see Gabriel Jesus back. And then, at the weekend, you've got Wolves at home. It's all looking sort of pleasant, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think the team kind of needed a bit of a lift last night, and I mean the goals were unbelievable, weren't they? Noni Madueke's goals was tremendous. Obviously, he's in for Saka, who's rested, and boy did he take advantage. So yeah, that was good. I think almost the biggest positive was Gabriel Jesus coming off the bench and looking. I've got to say, looking $1 million. He was really sharp, and he did do more in his little cameo than Victor Gyökeres had done in the course of the match. He looked more dangerous. He had more touches. I'm not saying he's going to start ahead of Victor Gyökeres, but I think he's sort of laid down the gauntlet to Mikel Arteta, Gabriel Jesus, and said, well, look, it's not just about Havertz and Gyökeres and Marino, by the way. I've got a part to play. And based on what I saw in that game, he looks sharp and ready maybe to do some damage against Wolves.
Good stuff, Clarky. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Adrian.
See you later, boys. Yeah, bye.
Adrian Clark there. Of course, are we the home of the EFL? I feel like we are.
We are the home of the EFL. We're all live games than anyone else. I think all the live games, in fact. That is more than anyone else.
All of them. So there we are. All of them.
I don't think anyone else is allowed to cover it. So
well done us. Maybe that isn't the case. Who knows?
I think that is the case. I think that
is the case. Okay, that's the case. Keith Deller, former BDO World Darts Champion, great guy, will join us. The PDC starts, and we'll ask him what he thinks is going to happen in just a second.
wants double two for the title. One dart outside, pins it! It's the three-peat! It's the three-peat! The storyteller Saunders! This story will rival War and Peace for its length and complexity, because he's done it again. He has never lost on the Moortown Bell stage, and Dean Saunders is your three-time talkSPORT World Darts Champion, pinning double two to see off Jamie the Chunk O'Hara by 2 legs to 0.
It says here now that Dean Saunders has been crowned as the talkSPORT Darts Champion.
Yep.
Again, attention turns to the PDC World Darts Championship at Ali Pali, which starts tomorrow evening. Does it start tonight? It's tonight.
Starts tonight.
For the first time ever, we will have live commentary of every match. The best way to keep across all the action is to download the talkSPORT app, go to live games, or visit the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Throughout the tournament, our commentary team will include Paul Nicholson, Chris Mason, Scott Mitchell, and Laura Turner, alongside Ian, the Duke of Knutsford dancer, Mark Wilson, Chris Murphy, Abby Davis, and Adam Bridge. What a team we've got. It's so good on the radio.
So
darts,
good,
isn't it?
I will say, yesterday was fun. Yesterday was really good fun. I listened in on talkSPORT, and Dance did a superb job all afternoon. Kept it together, kept it moving forwards.
Let's talk to Keith Della,
yes,
1983 BDO World Darts Champion. Hey, Keith.
How you doing, Max? Hello, Charlie.
Hello, Keith.
Yeah. Lovely to talk to you. So, look, we've got some first-round matches tonight, and I know a lot about Luke Littler. I don't know a lot about Darius Labanauskas. Can you tell me?
He's a good player. He's been on the circuit a long time, and he has beat a lot of the top players over the years, but I'm afraid this is going to be one step too far for me. He's not a very quick player, a quick thrower, so the only thing that possibly could put Luke off is that he doesn't throw too quick, but when you keep winning all the majors, doesn't matter how you throw him, I'm afraid he'll be going home.
Yeah. I mean, they often say that the first round's the hardest one because it's so short, so anyone can go out. So Luke and all the other players have to get off to a quick start.
Well, they want to sort of set a little marker out as well. I mean, when I was world champion, I went out first round the following year to the player that I played the year before. But there is more pressure because you want to try and defend it well. But the way Luke Littler's playing at the moment, there's not really many players that I think can have a chance of beating him, to be honest. I mean, obviously, Luke Humphries is still going to be the biggest threat. You've then got Gowan Price, Nathan Aspinall, Michael Van Goen, Josh Rock. They're all your Gene Van Veen. He's another brilliant dart player that's won a major. They're the players that I think that can possibly take Luke, but they've got to be on their best game. I mean, if you look at the Grand Slam, Luke Humphries was 9-6 up. He had darts to go 10-7 up, first to 16. Josh Rock was 9-6 up. And if you miss doubles, you're in trouble because that lad just hits doubles for fun. He's a bit of a enigma in a way. He doesn't really practice much, so that's even worse.
That's amazing, isn't it?
I always remember a few. Was it last year? Rob Cross was playing playing Luke Littler at 7 o'clock, and I think Rob got there at 3 o'clock, and I think Luke turned up at 5:20, and he went, "I've been practicing." He said, and I lost 6-1, and he had 110 average. He's just a freak.
That's amazing, isn't it? I mean, there are 128 players in this tournament. Is there... Give us an idea of an upset in round one. Is that an equivalent to a sort of third round FA Cup giant killing of League Two beating the Premier League? Is it kind of that unlikely?
It is because the seeds. I mean, Daryl Gurney's got Bo Greaves. I mean, Bo Greaves, what a player she is. I mean, she's got a tour card. She can average 100. She beat Luke Littler in the semi-final of the youth, and Luke had 107. She had 106. So that could be an upset. There's a few seeds. There's a few players that are not playing to form at the moment. And the problem you got now, Matt and Charlie, is that because there's so much money in the World Championships, if you reach the quarterfinals, you're on 100,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that can really do your ranking well. You've got maybe Nathan and Rob Cross, who are further down the rankings than they want to be or should be. So they can't afford to go early. But if they have a good run, then obviously it's going to set them up well. So it's not just about winning the world title. It's making sure you don't have a bad result and it can really hurt you the next 12 months.
Yeah, Keith, I know you were working, I don't know if you still are, working as a spotter for the TV coverage. I don't know if you still do that. I'm fascinated by that. How does that work? Do you sit there with someone on the end of an earpiece? How does it work?
Well, I actually finished last year. They didn't want me anymore. So
I apologise for the question, Keith.
They got rid of a good one. But
they got rid of a good one. It'll be awful this year. We won't see a thing.
Well, there'll be mistakes. Don't worry. But it's very hard because you have the normal screen where you see at home. Then you'll have camera one, which is the eyes, and then you have a full board. So when you've got, say, Michael Smith against Ricky Evans, you're just looking at camera one like this, going right, up, down, and when they get near a finish, then the full board can come in as well.
Yeah.
Because in our day, if you want like the 138, I went treble 20, treble 18, double 12 to win the title. They go 2 treble 19s, double 12. You might have like Luke Littler, 141. Normally it's treble 20, treble 19, double 12, or treble 20, treble 15, double 18. Here you go, treble 20, treble 17, double 15. Right. So you've really got to keep watching.
Yeah.
You know, I used to do my homework. I used to watch YouTube for hours just to see if it's like some of the players, you don't know who they are. So you're just going on YouTube to see if they've got. I always look for 81 because that's the 9 data, 46 because if you got 14, double 16, or you got 6 tops, 10, double 18, that's the normal way. So you're trying to gauge, are they more of a tops player or a double 16 player? So, but when it's really hard, but at the end of the day, I did it for 33 years and you do get to know the way the players like to go, but they don't always do it anymore now. I mean, you take, for instance, certain players now, Gerwyn Price, he hit 2 9-darters in one night in the Premier League on Sky, and he went treble 20, treble 19, double 12, treble 19, treble 20, double 12.
Right,
so
it changes. Yeah, sure.
You've got to watch what's going on.
The campaign to bring you back starts now, Keith. I'm setting it up.
Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming
by
on.
the way, Charlie.
Yes.
I think I was listening on the radio the other day on talkSPORT about the treble 20. Is it bigger?
Yes. Now, this is a good question.
Right.
You're the person to ask. Is the board bigger?
The treble 20 is a fifth bigger than what we played on. And the reason is we had the wires where the staples were in the wire, in the treble. So basically, where the staples are, the treble 20 is smaller. Now the wires go all the way into the board, which makes it a bigger treble.
A little bit, well.
So
I apologise to the guy. I apologise to the guy.
It's definitely bigger.
I can't remember his name. I must remember his name, and I will apologise. I'll write him a letter of apology, Keith. But thank you for clearing that up.
Cheers, Keith. Good man.
Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, Keith.
Keith Taylor, 1983 BDO World Darts Champion. It was harder then. These guys have got it easier.
Too easy now.
Because of the staples.
Board's too big.
Bring back the staples. That's what I say. It's Max and Charlie. Birthday spread in half an hour. We'll do some Aston Villa with Dan Bardell. We'll do some South America with Tim Vickery before that.
The Six Nations, where giants do battle and legends are made. Epic sports which demands an epic voiceover every time. And actually has an interesting story as well. It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. The other home nations were a bit jealous, wanted in on the action, and after England played Wales in 1882, they all decided to hold an annual festival of international rugby, or the Home International Championship, which kicked off a year after. Now, the first decade was dominated by England and Scotland until Wales finally won in 1893 and Ireland a year later. After years of dipping in and out of the championship, France was invited to join full-time in 1910. But because France isn't a home nation, they had to give it a rebrand and settle on the Five Nations. But France were actually kicked out of the tournament in 1931. They were accused of paying players when rugby was still strictly an amateur sport. They had to wait years to be let back in. But after World War II, the Five Nations resumed. Didn't always run smoothly though, like in 1973 when all 5 teams won 2 matches and lost 2 matches. Now, because they didn't do points difference at the time, they just decided that everyone was the champion. It's like trying to keep kids happy, you know, the whole, you're all winners. In the years following, other teams in Europe started to get better at rugby and actually got to a stage where they were regularly beating teams in the Five Nations. In 1997, Italy beat Scotland, France and Ireland home and away. So 2 years later, the Five Nations invited Italy in, creating the Six Nations as we know it. In recent years, there have been calls to expand the tournament further to other European teams. Georgia and Portugal have been prime candidates to join of late. It's also been suggested there could be 2 tiers with promotion and relegation to promote growth of the sport in Europe. But the existing nations are a bit reluctant. So for now, it looks like the Six Nations, or Six Nations, or Sei Nazioni, is here to stay.
We are very happy how we are progressing, how we are competing, how we are getting points.
He is the perfect man for this particular competition because he's done it 4 times.
Shaqiri Susie's on it! Oh my goodness me! That is a finish of pure quality and class! And Calimundo has his first Forest goal!
European nights under the lights at the City Ground, it's what a generation of fans have been crying out for. And
these players, they wanted to do European competition, so did the club, and now they're in it. So this is the reality.
Outside of the boot, and now Nketiah does score! What a few days he's having!
They're in the Europa Conference, they're favourites to win it.
FA Cup winners last season, into Europe for the first time in their history, up to the giddy heights of 4th place in the Premier League table.
It's really a great time of the season, and we wanted to be in the position where we are now.
In Europa League, Nottingham Forest trip to Utrecht is live on talkSPORT 2 at 5:45. 8 o'clock kick-off, Basel versus Aston Villa is live on talkSPORT. At the same time, Palace's trip to Shelbourne in the Conference League is on talkSPORT 2. Just a couple of notes from the Keith Della interview.
Oh, yeah.
Tim said, loving the Matt Rushden and Barry Baker show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he called you Charlie, but he did call me Matt at one point. It's all right.
That's all right. That's fine.
That's close enough, isn't it? But Stephen says, I thought Keith said he watched you 2 for years. And I thought you 2 must be good. And then but actually he said YouTube.
Oh, right,
but
okay.
I misheard it, saying that's how he worked out darts scoring, was just watching the 2 of us.
We don't even talk about it.
The
we
board.
did do trust darts once, and Steve Sidwell is yet to play the final against Tim Vine.
Yeah, we keep... I haven't messaged him for a while because, honestly, my direct messages with Steve Sidwell look like somebody who's desperate to go on another date and the other person doesn't want to. You about this weekend? What about Saturday? Is it something I've done? Anyway, let's talk about Villa's trip to Basel and generally how good they are at the moment with broadcaster and Villa fan Dan Bardell. Hello, Dan.
Hello, everyone. You okay?
Hello, Dan. Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, good.
We had a wee next to each other the other day, Dan, and you were very jolly about the Villa.
Yeah, rightly so. I mean, if you'd have had a wee next to me in August, I probably wouldn't have been as jovial. But wees from September to December in the talkSPORT toilets have been a joyous affair.
I like that the euphoria just goes everywhere you go.
Yeah.
There's not a time for serious, just straight face staring at the wall because, it's 9 in 10. It's your best run since 1919 or something. The interesting thing is, Dan, nerds, let's call them Lars Sivertson amongst others, say looking at the numbers, you just keep shooting from 30 yards and this can't carry on, but it appears to be carrying on.
Well, that was the case until a week or so ago. We could only score from outside the box, and then we beat Brighton 4-3 and scored 4 goals from inside the box, and then scored 2 from inside the box on Saturday against Arsenal. So I feel like we've rode that criticism quite well. Since when it became a thing, we kind of got rid of it quite quickly and scored 6 goals from inside the box. But in all honesty, I don't really care where the goals come from because, as I say, in August, the goals or the shots on target weren't coming from anywhere at all.
But you will care that Ollie Watkins, he seems to have had a bit of a break. They left him out of the England squad so he could get whatever injury that he had right again, and he's come back, and a couple of finishes he's done. He's like, oh yes, that's Ollie Watkins that I remember.
Yeah, he's still not quite right. I think it might have been a weight lifted off his shoulders slightly that he was even talked about before the Brighton game, because you could see straight away he was running like he used to. Maybe it felt good that he was kind of out there and everyone knew what the problem was, because a lot of people have been asking questions of him over the season so far, and he responded really well with 2 goals against Brighton. And without getting the rewards against Arsenal, I thought he worked their defence quite hard. On another day, maybe he has a couple of goals. Raya made a couple of decent saves from him. So I've just seen it flash up saying, is Ollie Watkins back? Probably not just yet, but I think there is the shoots of recovery, and he's so obviously been playing through the pain barrier because everyone knows what he's done over the last few years for Villa.
Can I just take you back to how wonderful was the moment when Buendia scored, because it's such a great goal, because everybody must have been stood up already, because there's just so many chances. You're going, oh, and then for it to finally fall at his feet, and you just think, it must have been so good.
Yeah, it was. I obviously sit in the Holt end, which is right where that goal happened, and I can't remember another euphoric kind of stoppage time moment like that to beat Arsenal, who are such a good team when we're going so well. To win in that way was just pure elation. Although I will say, I feel like I over-celebrated, and then the realisation hits you that actually VAR could get involved here and there could have been something in there. But then I looked up and none of the Arsenal players were complaining about anything. So I started to get excited again, because I knew that if there was even the minutest of thing to be complained about, the Arsenal players probably would have done it. It was an unbelievable moment in the whole 10. But I'd put it in my top 5 moments at the Villa easily.
Oh, what else is in there? You don't do the other top 5.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I don't have much else to choose from.
Must have the other 4 on your at your fingertips, on the tip of your tongue.
Steve Staunton banger from 30 yards.
A Nigel Spink save.
I didn't see much of Nigel Spink. I know I probably look old, but I didn't see that much of Nigel Spink. I mean, the best moment was obviously in 1996 when Villa won a trophy, but I barely remember that day because I was
Savo Milosevic. Is that the Savo Milosevic goal?
It was the Savo Milosevic. Yeah, Ian Taylor and Dwight York on the score sheet that day. Ian Taylor nowadays in Villa, when Villa have runs at trophies, is just at the bar with the fans wherever Villa are playing. Saw clips of him again last night, man of the people. So I'd love to see. Great guy. I'd love for him to get the chance to see us win a trophy as a fan again, because we haven't won anything since he was a player.
So the thing is, you're not really going to win the title, are you? I mean, I don't know if you're starting to dream or if you think that is, a step too far. But the Europa League is look, Tottenham proved it, and you're having a good season. And I don't want to do one of those, would you take the Europa League and finish 6th or whatever? But the Europa League is such a great opportunity for Villa, isn't it? It's a brilliant opportunity for you.
Yeah, I knew you were better than asking me that question. I thought he won't ask that, Max. He's top drawer. He won't ask a question like that.
Thanks, Dan.
I think obviously we're third. We're going really well. To be third now after the start of the season is absolutely incredible and speaks volumes to Unai Emery's management about how he's been able to turn around the slump at the start of the season. I think that they're both kind of good chances in different ways. Like the Europa League kills two birds with one stone, doesn't it? Because you get that trophy win that we're so desperate to have as a fan base, and you get back in the Champions League, which is massive. And whilst I don't think we're going to win the league, to be honest, I don't think we'll even be contenders. I think this reminds me of a couple of years ago where we managed to create enough distance between us and the rest to cement like top four, and in the end we were limping a bit, but we had done enough in the first part of the season to get in the top four. I look at it as being kind of trying to cement ourselves in that top four, guarantee Champions League football, and then maybe towards the end of the season you've got enough of a cushion and you can go with the Europa League and treat that full tilt. Because with all due respect to the other teams that are in there at the moment, bar when we went to Go Ahead Eagles and got humbled, we can afford to make 6 or 7 changes and we're good enough to win those games. I'd expect us to do the same tonight. It's just when it gets to the business end and you're playing against those teams that are, teams like we're playing tonight, FC Basel, we should beat them. But they are in Europe every season for, the whole of my life probably. So they know what they're doing in European competition. They've played a lot of Champions League games as well. But Premier League's so strong now that, you expect to just win these games. You almost take them for granted. I actually enjoy them as a bit of a change of pace from the Premier League, because the Premier League feels like win at all costs every week. Even when you're going well, like it just feels like you have to win every week to stay where you are. And obviously we've been doing that by and large. Europa League's a nice change of pace, see some different players, get some minutes into people and get as far as we can in that up until like February, March, and then go full tilt at both competitions, I guess.
All right, that's a nice way to look at it, isn't
Brilliant,
it?
Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the game.
See you later.
All those games. Dan Bardell there, broadcaster, Villa fan, talkSPORT host in his own right, isn't he? Yeah. What have we got tonight? Utrecht versus Nottingham Forest. talkSPORT 2 at 5:45. I fell in love with a girl called Marissa from Utrecht once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, are you out there, Marissa?
Yeah. No, I'm not interested anymore. I'm very happily married, but
But if Marissa turned up from Utrecht, who knows? Say you're happily married. Say you're happily married. You've just brought her up. If I wouldn't do that if I were you, Max.
Why not?
I think you're. Who is this Marissa?
It's very unlikely that Mrs. Rushden is listening.
Well, you shouldn't do it anyway. Just because she's not listening doesn't mean it's very much sort of soft cheating, Max. In many ways,
I'd happily say
which
it,
in many ways is worse than actual cheating.
I'd say it to Jamie's face. She wouldn't.
I miss Marissa.
No, I didn't say I miss Marissa.
I miss Marissa from Utrecht. You're a disgrace.
I just wanted to bring some texture and just a bit more to the tapestry of the show from Utrecht. Basel versus Aston Villa. No love interest in Basel or Birmingham, and Shelbourne Crystal Palace. No interest in Shelbourne or South London.
Have you been to Shelbourne? There might be someone waiting. The one might have been in Shelbourne. She might have been
Tim
there.
Vickery's next. Here's a text, Max. I've been thinking about you too. It's meant to be, Marissa in Utrecht.
Oh, right, yes,
Thank
of
you
course.
so much.
Yeah, lovely.
Anyway, that is Tim Vickery's music. Kenny joins us now from over there in South America. That there, Brazil. Welcome, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Yeah, you've reminded me a little bit of, was it Rod Stewart's Scotland song for 1978? Ole, 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 ola. We're going to bring that World Cup back from over there.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if anyone's getting that one out.
We played it last week, and we were discussing how "thar" does not rhyme with "la," but you know.
Unless you're incredibly posh, of course.
Yeah.
Where should we start? The Intercontinental Cup. I've forgotten what this is, Tim. What's happening?
Yeah, it still exists. It does. It does still exist. Whether it's going to exist for much longer, I don't know. It is a meeting of all the champions of the various continents in Qatar, in the Middle East. The way it's done now is that the European champions go straight into the final, which is next Wednesday. That, of course, is Paris Saint-Germain. So everyone else is fighting for the right to meet them. It plays very, very big over here. Our champions are Flamengo of Rio. Yesterday, they got through Cruz Azul of Mexico 2-1. On Saturday, they will hope to leap over Pyramids of Egypt, which is a hell of a jump. And given the shape of pyramids, if you get that one wrong, that can be very, very nasty. But do that, and you've got the dream scenario, which is Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday in the final. Yesterday afternoon, again, Flamengo against Cruz Azul, 7,000 in the stadium. Now, that's not good. That's not good. You know, the TV images work hard to try and not give over the idea that it was, you know, that the chants were echoing around a stadium that was much, much more than half empty. But obviously, it's a long way. And the Brazilian side have only just qualified. And their supporters had to spend a fortune going from Rio to Lima for that one. So people haven't got money. No, at the last minute, haven't got time or money at the last minute to go from, you know, to do all of this travelling. Now, it was the South American fans, I think, in the middle of the year who saved the Club World Cup. Because, you know, without the fans in the stadium,
totally,
it's just a friendly. It's just a friendly. With the fan. Go on.
I was going to say, do you think that the Club World Cup and the Intercontinental Cup are big in South America because fans in South America think that fans in Europe don't think much of the clubs in South America? If they feel there's a hubris from this side of the world?
The short answer would be yes. The long answer would be yes. That's exactly what it's all about. Yeah. It means a lot to them, but I can't see a future for this Intercontinental. I think now we've got the Club World Cup. I think the Intercontinental, I just can't. 7,000 in the stadium. And this Intercontinental, has always been kept alive by the travelling army of South American fans. You know, I remember Chelsea being there a few years. There's no Chelsea fans there, you know. I remember because deep down, loads of them here think the Europeans really, really care about this, really, but just try and hide it because they're afraid of losing.
Right.
Now, this is emphatically not the case.
Yeah.
And a mate of mine, he was correspondent in London at the time, and he thought that. And this is 2012, so it was Chelsea Corinthians. So he went along to Chelsea, and he found out, this is in just the build up to the game, and he found out that the club workers didn't even know it was happening. No, and those times the games were Sunday. It was Sunday morning your time, UK time, and the Brazilians, when it was Liverpool in 2019, when it was Chelsea, they just couldn't find a bar. That was showing it, you know, where here it's just massive. So I think more of them now are aware that, Europe doesn't take this thing particularly seriously. But who cares? From their point of view, all they want to do is win.
Yeah,
and then
sure,
they can celebrate.
And is the Intercontinental Cup, is that who runs that? Like, because FIFA, obviously, it's FIFA as well, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so they're
I don't think they make any money on it. I mean, Flamengo...
Sure. Do they back it? They back it enough?
Well, yeah, you wonder if it can be backed. I don't know. I think now there's a Club World Cup. I think it's probably a dead horse. And Flamengo, had they lost yesterday, they would have been out of pocket €500,000. They go on to the next round, so there's a chance of not making a loss. So you wonder how long this whole thing can be sustained, especially now there is a Club World Cup. And I think the Club World Cup was a kind of success, even though there are problems, I think, with the amount of the burden that we're placing on the players and where it was played, the excessive heat and so on. And we'll see that in the World Cup next year. But I think if we went into the Club World Cup thinking, is this going to last? And I think it will. I think there will definitely be more of these tournaments.
Actually, what was the reaction to the draw in the World Cup draw? And the absolute sort of hilarity of that draw.
Yeah,
how did it go down over there?
The thing that struck me most was even before it was over, my telephone was and it was all people from Scotland.
Exactly,
because they get Scotland and Brazil, and I could tell them, this was on the Friday, we don't know the half of it yet, because we don't know when and where this game is going to be played. It could be, my Scottish friends, under the roof and the air conditioning in Atlanta, or it could be in the blazing summer heat of Miami. What do we get? Option 2, Miami, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. There is not enough sunscreen in the world. That is going to save Scotland, I think, from that occasion. So, no, put on the factor 70. You're going to need it.
Do Brazil fear Morocco at all? That's a tough
little
draw,
bit, yeah. It's a kind of best of 3, really. And actually, Brazil's first game after the last World Cup, they had a caretaker coach, was a friendly against Morocco, which they lost. But just in the last couple of months, Morocco won the Under-20 World Cup, and they beat Brazil on the way. And then in the Under-17 World Cup, Brazil eliminated Morocco with a goal in the last minute of extra time. So this one next year is going to be the best of 3. Although I would imagine it will be a little bit cautious. The teams will want to ease their way into the competition. They will see this clearly as the crunch game. So the important thing is not to lose. And then you win one of the other 2 games, Haiti and Scotland, and you're guaranteed a place in the knockout rounds.
Tell us about Neymar.
Yes, Sonny, he has saved Santos and possibly saved himself. With 3 games to go, Santos were in the relegation zone in Brazil. And you're thinking, well, if they go down, how on earth is he going to get back into the World Cup squad? How? He can't do it from Brazil's second division. He'll have to fix himself up with a new club. Who's going to pay for him? He's done nothing all year. He's been injured all year. He's injured again. He needs a minor knee operation. Maybe he shouldn't have played, but he played the last 3 games with the knee heavily strapped up. He was lucky with the fixture list because the first 2 sides had already been relegated, and the third side put out the reserves. So he didn't have anyone there, any opposing centre-backs with much to play for, thinking, that knee of his, should we give it a test? So he didn't have any of that, but he did rise to the occasion. He scored plenty of goals. It was by far the best he'd done all season. So Santos stay up, and the next Brazilian Championship starts earlier than usual. It starts late January. So assuming that he stays, and I think he'll almost certainly stay, although the club are worried about how much they're paying him and how much they're getting out of it, I think another 6-month contract is almost a certainty. At least he's given himself a platform to show Carlo Ancelotti that he can be fit enough and good enough to get into the World Cup squad. I would still probably be inclined a little bit against, but 2 weeks ago it looked like a non-starter. And what he did on those 3 games with his heavily strapped knee, he's put himself back in the conversation.
Okay. Interesting stuff. Thanks for coming on, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Pleasure as always. Cheers.
Tim Vickery out in Brazil. Now, brand new podcast for you that is on wherever you get your podcasts, released from talkSPORT, called How to Win the World Cup. Matt Ford, who is a brilliant, most optimistic England fan that exists, he dives headfirst into this podcast and hopefully give us all the answers as we learn what it really takes to win the World Cup. This week, who better to tell the secrets to succeed than former World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit, and alongside him a man that takes personal credit for all of Germany's football successes, comedian Henning Venn.
Obviously, you want France to win, you want Germany to win. Is there any part of you that thinks, you know what, I wouldn't mind if England did it?
Well, I would prefer that France win it, but no, for me, if England win it and they deserve it, fair enough, This is sport, It's like the kind of story of we hate, but in the meantime, we love England, in France. We like to be the best enemies of England sometimes, but if England wins the next World Cup, fair enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, ordinarily, I would say that's a horrific scenario that you're painting there. But now that they've got a German manager, I'll still claim full credit for England winning it. So.
A big Henning Venn fan. That is How to Win the World Cup podcast, available now on YouTube, the talkSPORT app, or your favourite podcast provider. Birthday Spread is next.
The German leading England. It all sounds a little bit odd, but as Thomas Tuchel tries to bring football home, here's how he ended up in one of the most scrutinised jobs in sport. Well, Tuchel started his footballing journey in the sleepy town of Krimbach. His leadership skills were obvious from an early age, with Tuchel even making subs during PE volleyball sessions. After a knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000. He led the club's under-19s to their league title 5 years later, but his perceived abrasive personality meant Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract. He went on to spend 5 years at the helm at Mainz before leaving the club for Dortmund. And there, Tuchel secured his first major trophy, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more pieces of silverware came next for Tuchel in just 5 seasons at PSG, Chelsea and Bayern Munich. And that CV impressed the top brass at the FA.
We found so many similarities and so many things that suited my approach and my hunger to achieve special things. I always wanted to come back to England.
Well, he says all the right things, but is destiny on Tuchel's side?
Here we go then. It is time for the birthday spread.
Oh, yeah.
The last two results between me and Charlie. Max 2, Charlie 0.
I take my eye off the ball a bit when it's you, Max. I think I have to be honest, you know.
Okay. Let's bring in Andy Jacobs, the man with
Yes,
the birthdays and the jokes. Andy, welcome.
Hello, Andy.
Oh, yes, good afternoon. And we're a bit in mourning here in England. We probably are in Melbourne. It was the last ever episode of Neighbours today. Terrible news.
What happened, Andy? What, do you want a spoiler alert? Oh, you haven't watched it?
No, I'm going to watch it after this.
They find Bouncer. Finally, it came out of the manhole. How exciting. Doing the scoring today, Jeff Peters, of course. Welcome, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Marissa from Utrecht.
Oh, yeah.
Went on a lovely date with her, went to see Thumbelina at the cinema, fabulous steak meal afterwards. She'll be forever beautiful in my mind. She'll never be an old biddy.
Yeah,
anyway,
wow.
welcome to the EFL Trophy of Spreads, where Max...
Max
you had to be listening to
Marissa
Max's
from
story.
Utrecht. Yeah.
Right, okay. Right.
So Max to go first because he won last time. Won 2 out of 2 against Charlie, incredibly.
Yeah. So that's exciting stuff, isn't it? Well, Pele's here. Here's Pele.
Hello.
If you've never listened to it before, get ready for half an hour of great radio. You all know the rules.
You'll love this.
Here we go.
That's building it up far too much.
Oh.
I much prefer it when Charlie runs it down. But anyway, let's go with our first birthday of the week. It's the singer-songwriter. She wrote Love and Affection, Joan Armatrading.
Oh, Joan
You may not know this, but Joan's got a new business building reinforced protection vehicles for VIPs and politicians. You really must try Joan's Armour Plating.
I like.
How old is Joan?
Well, that's the game, Max, isn't it? That's the whole game. Give a little love.
It's a great song. I think she must be getting on a bit, Joan Armatrading.
Thank you.
76.
Yeah, I think you're close, Max. I think you're close to correct there. I'm going to say 73.
75.
Oh, well done, Max. Max.
Thank you so much.
Checking it out in the paper this morning. Give a little bit of love and affection.
So Max 1, Charlie 2. Max is in the lead, lowest score.
2-1.
2-1.
Okay.
There we are.
Right, birthday number 2, former Labour Minister Jeff Hoon.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Hoon. And he was in charge of our local kennels when several of the animals escaped. It was completely Jeff's fault. Hoon let the dogs out.
Hoon. I like that. That's nice, Andy. Very nice.
I think you delivered that better than last year, I have to say.
I know,
brilliant.
Jeff, can you be kind, please, on this show? Goodness sake. Jeff, no bullying.
Yes, Charlie, yes, be kind. That's
I'll be honest, I had 25 jokes this week, of which most of them were terrible. So I had to put back some of the old favourites.
These are the ones that made it. Wow.
Well, a couple of the old favourites were always going to make it.
Okay. Hoon. Jeff Hoon.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to say Jeff Hoon is 70.
I've written 68, so I'll stick with 68.
He's 72.
Ooh.
When I first went to football, there used to be a bloke, and I was a young kid, to Chelsea. There was a bloke that sat in front of me for years, and he right throughout the match, he'd go, "Hoo!" I don't know why.
What, on a clearance? It's a good clearance noise, isn't it?
It was,
It is, yeah.
Quite
He hooned it out of play. Hooned it out. Good. Okay, what's that done to the scores, Jeff?
One more.
Max 4 out onto 5 and Charlie 2 out onto 4, so Charlie leads by 1 after 2.
Back in the lead.
Okay, here we go.
Charlie Bacon.
Okay, it's the film director. Film director and producer Judd Apatow.
Oh, yeah, Judd Apatow. Yeah.
I was supposed to be looking after him, actually, for a security company,
Oh, right,
but he went missing, never to be found. I had to admit to the boss of the firm, I completely lost my Apatow.
What a legend.
Hold on, Jeff's got something to say.
Yeah, what a legend Mr. Apatow is. He does have various skills. He can break wind to the tune of the TV show Big Break. Snooker fans love to hear Judd Trump.
Oh, yeah. Well, bit low rent, Jeff. I gave you a chance then, Jeff. We gave you a chance, Jeff, and it was a below the belt fart joke.
Yeah.
Goodness sake.
The worst kind of fart joke.
Exactly.
Now, I don't know.
Above the belt, are you really?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how old John Apatow is. That's a problem. God, 60.
I think you're in the right ballpark there, Max. I think you're about right. I'm going to say 62.
58.
Oh, went wrong way Regal.
What a relief that is. Well, Jeff, score?
Max 2 out onto 7, Charlie 4 out onto 8, so Max retakes the lead.
The ding-dong do. Great scoring, isn't it? Great scoring.
Really good stuff, yeah.
Thank you, Charlie. Cheers.
Well done, Jeff.
Okay.
Andy.
Okay. It's the actor and film producer, Dangerous Liaisons, John Malkovich.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just gone back to Qatar again to present TV football matches with Richard Keys and Andy Gray. Yes, it's Be In John Malkovich.
Really good.
That's great, isn't it?
It was good last year as well.
John Malkovich. Being John Malkovich. as Josh Widdicombe there, laughing like a duck. John Malkovich. I think that I've just got to work out when what film was. La Liaison Dangereuse. That was then. And then got any toppers, Jeff? While I work it out? No, nothing.
No, come on, get on with it. We have time.
Goodness me.
Pressure.
And I don't want another topper. We've got ages of time.
72.
72.
I love Jeff's toppers.
Yeah, we've got about an hour.
I think, Matt, okay, 68.
You say 72?
Yeah.
He is 72.
That was your genuine guess as well. Genuine guess.
Really good.
Which is what someone would say if they were cheating, isn't it?
We had Max in the lead, Charlie in the lead, Max in the lead, Charlie back in the lead with that cheating direct hit. So he stays on 8. Max is 4 out onto 11. Charlie Bacon's leads by 3.
Cruel this week.
Okay, one more before half time, Andy.
Okay, it's the Honorary Vice President of the British Red Cross, Sylvia, Countess of Limerick.
Oh, yeah.
There was an old countess named Sylvia whose favourite game consisted of trivia. She tried to pursue but was left with no loot and in desperate need of aphrodisia. Nothing rhymes with Sylvia, I've got to tell you.
Dame Sylvia, Lord of what? What's
the Rings?
What's her name Vice President, British Red Cross, Sylvia, Countess of Limerick.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Listeners are invited to send in their own Countess Sylvia of Limerick.
There was a young man from Nantucket, and we'll stop there.
Did he have a shirt company that he wore outside the trousers?
Tough look to pull off.
81.
Yeah, I think you're in the right ballpark, Max. I'm going to go a little bit younger. 78.
Oh, no, 90.
Okay, that's all right. Not too far away. It's fine.
Is that done, Jeff?
It's fine.
Well. Max 9 out, Charlie 12 out. At the halfway stage, it is 20 all.
20 all.
20 all.
Wow.
Look at that. Okay, 20 all. It couldn't be closer. The second half of the birthday spread is next. Ken from Newcastle. First time I've watched talkSPORT on TV. I have to say, I prefer just listening to it. Why can't I see Jeff Peters? I'm on 14 with one direct hit.
You could normally see Jeff Peters. You can normally see, but not this week.
Because Max hasn't made the effort to come into the studio, so something like that.
Can't be bothered to come in.
Absolutely couldn't be bothered. 44 out, but then I got a direct hit on John Malkovich. Does that mean it's 0 again? No, different game. Half time, 18, beating you both. Losers, says Steve. 24, including a direct hit on Joan Armour Trading, only because Jeff Stelling mentioned her birthday and Gabby had never heard of her. Liver sausage Larry. Anyway, here we go. 20 apiece between me and Charlie. Back to Andy Jacobs.
Okay, here we go.
You look nice, Andy.
I know.
Happy Christmas.
Christmas decoration.
Very nice.
It's really quite irritating. Right. Okay, it's the singer-songwriter genius, I think, Tom Waits.
Tom Waits.
And he's come full circle with his latest album about the World Championships at Ali Pali, Dart of a Saturday Night, featuring the hit single 180.
Yeah, Heart of Saturday Night is a great album.
Great album.
Superb. What a song Martha is, Andy. What a song that is. You know that song?
Marvellous.
Who's goes first?
Charlie,
it's you, Charlie.
I think he's 82.
Tom Waits, 82. 79.
76.
Ooh, miles out.
Max retakes the lead. He's 3 out onto 23. Charlie 6 out onto 26 in this stupid kiddies game.
Here he is, the 1989 Nobel Prize
Prize. Nobel Priest Prize.
Priest Prize. Desmond Tutu. Surely Desmond Tutu got it in 89.
David Priest.
The 1989 Nobel Prize winner.
Oh, yeah.
Or Nobel Prize
winner,
not Nobel.
Mark Noble?
Mark Noble, he won the Mark Noble Prize for co-discovering the catalytic properties of RNA at Upton Park. Professor Thomas Cech. Funnily enough, you won't be surprised, I feel very affectionate towards Thomas and his family. There's nothing we enjoy more than a group huddle. I love to pet a Cech.
Oh, very nice. I had a lovely afternoon with him on the trampoline.
Max pays no attention to these jokes whatsoever, does he?
Not really.
No, I did. I knew it was a Petr Cech joke. I got it. It was fine. I laughed at one of them.
Yeah, but
I laughed at John Malkovich.
Yeah, I like that one. That was very good.
Max has started taking this game very seriously since he started winning a couple. It's like it's a bit.
I've always taken it seriously. I've just never been very good at it. What does this lad do?
He won the Peace Prize in
89.
89.
For co-discovering the catalytic properties of RNA. I don't know what RNA is.
RNA. Oh dear, like RNA catalytic from
wasn't it the guy who owned the cafe? Wasn't it the guy who owned the
pavilion
cafe
and its RNA catalytic properties?
Wasn't it the guy who owned the cafe in Allo Allo? RNA.
88.
Oh yeah, sorry.
88.
95.
Oh dear, 78.
Oh no, it's all gone wrong.
It's all gone horribly.
It's because I have to really hold the weight up on some of the jokes. No one else is bringing it with the jokes. I have to do a lot of work.
Because I'm not laughing enough. I'm not laughing enough.
Max is just busy Googling how old people are, and Jeff's scared to do a topper because he gets bullied out of it by Andy every week. So it's just so I'm here. I'm trying to make this entertaining for people when it's actually a waste of half an hour.
Jeff, what's the score?
Mr. Potts,
Kids
Mr.
game.
Kettles, we are swimming in great jokes today. Max 10 out onto 33, Charlie 17 out onto 43. So Max leads by 10 with 3 to go.
Also, Andy's so scared of Sue. He's so under the thumb with Sue that he makes it a bit easier when Max is on because Sue doesn't like it when I win. It's unbelievable.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, Andy. We've got 3 to go.
Yeah, this will be a
3
really
to go.
easy
Yes,
one now.
he was in the Beverly Hillbillies, as an old comedy show. Beverly Hillbillies. Max Baer Jr. Max Baer Jr.
Max now has all.
Yeah, he does the most
of course.
amazing.
I know all the ages of all the Maxes from the start of time.
A home banker.
He does
Let Andy do his joke.
He does the most amazing barbecues.
Oh yeah,
every summer, steaks, sausages, and chicken, etc. I do love it when Bear grills.
Oh, okay, there we are. It's lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See, neat.
Max didn't even listen
Not
to that,
funny,
Andy.
but neat.
It was very neat. It was
neat,
funny.
wasn't it? Yeah, look. Yeah,
It was funny.
Max Baer was a great
I liked
boxer.
the part of the joke where you explained what a barbecue was. That was just in case no one knew what one was.
Andy, you are welcome to join my my letter to HR.
That's fine. I don't mind. I like it.
That was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's you, Charlie, I think.
It's me, is it?
Charlie?
Yeah,
Is it Charlie?
it's okay. 90.
89.
88. All good guesses.
Just Max didn't have a clue that was. If I hadn't gone first,
had a
he'd
clue
been
it
miles
was.
off it.
It's going to be... Hold on.
Yeah, I'll say Max is 1 out onto 34, Charlie 2 out onto 45. 11 in it, 2
It's
to
a
go.
real mess again this week.
It is slightly.
It's an absolute mess. We should just probably just call it off.
How many birthdays to go? 2, I think. 2 birthdays to go.
It's more worthy than the Ashes. That needs calling off. Right, now I'm making a substitution here, late substitution.
Okay.
John Banville has gone because I put him really in for Paul. That was a joke that Paul would like. I'm swapping that for Dame Heather.
Are you saying, hang on, are you saying, Andy, that we're not highbrow enough to find it funny? Or is it?
Charlie might get it. You definitely wouldn't get it.
Okay, right, that's the level.
I'll test you out on the joke without doing the H, all right?
Okay, fine. Okay, that's nice. Go on, Andy,
Okay, John came over for lunch last week and caused a huge spillage when he dropped the gravy boat on the floor. I invited him to clean it up. Fetch a cloth, Banville.
Yeah, I get it. It's an open all hours joke. It's an open all hours joke. Also,
But we're not doing
Andy,
that.
jokes for an audience of one. It's a bit like my Edinburgh show in 2012.
I know, I was there, to be honest.
Okay, let's do the proper one.
I can only dream of jokes for one, but anyway.
Right, now we're bringing in Dame Heather Rabatz.
Oh, yeah.
Former board member of the FA. And I was driving down a very dark road, actually, when she walked right in front of the car. I just managed to brake when I saw Rabatz in the headlight.
Who is it? Is it me? Or is it
Could have gone down a different route there, but well done, Andy.
I know, thank you.
Who is it? Is it me?
Who is it? It's a mess. What a mess.
Dame
me, isn't
Heather
it?
Rabatz.
Who is it, Jeff, please?
I know it's... Whose turn is it? It's my turn.
Former board member of the FA, of course.
What a mess.
Dame Heather Rabatz is 60.
I think you've... what do I need? 11. I think she's older. 65.
70.
Yeah, I was going to say 70, but I thought I've got to stay in somehow, but I'll say 6.
70? I thought she was about 50.
Wow, bad luck.
Why did you say 60 then?
Because I was a bit too scared to go that
Jeff's
low.
got a bit punchy, Jeff, to be honest.
Bit chippy, isn't he?
Can you keep it nice, please, Jeff? Keep it calm. Thank you.
One to go, guys. It couldn't be closer. What's the scores?
So Max 10 out onto 44, Charlie 5 out onto 56 is the gap. So Charlie has got to be 7 either way of Max's guess.
Yeah,
Max to go first because he's in the lead.
This is going to be very close. It's the chairman of the Opera Holland Park, Sir David Very. David Very. One of his biggest fans and benefactors, actually, is the former Palace and England manager, Roy Hodgson. You know, it's Sir David Very good. You know,
Very good. I like that one.
Okay. The chairman of
Nothing from Max
Park.
there. Nothing from
Nothing at all. Didn't get it.
No, he smiled. He was laughing. He was laughing inside.
Yeah,
I
that
could
helps,
tell.
doesn't it? That really
I
helps.
wasn't listening to the joke.
These
I was
gags are
just
great
thinking,
today.
How old would that guy be?
How would he be?
What's his name? Sir what?
David Very.
Oh, for goodness sake. You definitely weren't listening. Boy, poor boy.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, no, I just thought you were just... I like the impression.
Chairman of Opera Holland
What
Park.
Max's tactic is to just suck all joy out of it.
80. 80.
73.
He is, in fact, let me have a look, 75. Where does that leave us?
So Max 5 out onto 49, Charlie 2 out onto 52. It's 3 in a row for Max against Charlie.
Incredible.
The joy's gone out of it. The joy's
That's
gone
why I
out
don't
of it.
laugh at the jokes, because I'm there to guess the
Exactly.
ages.
You've got to
It's
play the
another
game.
win.
Pointless play. If you don't laugh at the jokes or get involved in the jokes, it's just like a proper quiz. It's pointless playing it.
Listen, Andy, Jeff,
Just do
I've had
something
a wonderful
else.
time with the two of you.
Marvellous.
Drive is
Something
best.
No one enjoyed it. A waste of
Marissa
time.
did.
I did.